So this is the broadcast tool here, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see in all its glory. You can see the notation. You can also see the engine evaluation next to each move, and also how long they spend.
What I like is you can make your own moves on the board. You can check the alternatives to what the players did. And even for the moves you make, you get the computer evaluation here.
Fantastic.
I think you get it quicker and better as a premium member, such as yours truly. What I also like, there is a chat function. You can exchange things with people from all over the world. If you want to see something else, let's say you're watching a tournament and you want to see all the games at once, no problem displaying. I have no idea how many games there are, like 128 games at the same time. Can do even more. This is a team competition. You click on multi-board.
That's beautiful.
You can see all the 8 games going on at once.
You can see the games and standings, which
What we got? I'll click around. Games and standings here.
Yeah. Analysis, if we click on that tab,
Let's click on it.
You can see that it's a great little graphical illustration. The red line is 0, that is the absolute even mark. And if the white bars go up, the further up they go, the bigger the advantage. And the black bars show a black advantage.
Then there's a database, and here we get the alternatives. And if we click on a move in the database, bam! It gets played on the board.
Fantastic. And then the PGN can even be downloaded.
I like that feature.
Yeah.
Whatever tournament or game you're following, you click it and you open it in the program of your choice.
Yeah, and one of the great things I like to see as well is when we get a video from the playing hall. I like to see them in their seats, nervous, you feel the tension, you feel like you're there, don't you?
Chess is really becoming a spectator's internet sport.
Great that we can see that. I also love to see the fact that we can get in some of our friends to join us during the broadcast. And it's all interactive, that's what we love. And
a lot of overview functions there.
A lot of great functions there, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you take advantage of all of them. Let's get back to the commentary.
Keep tweeting us, hashtag C24Live. We love to hear from you. Ask us anything, mainly about Lawrence life, but if you have other questions, they're also welcome.
Also send us anything you like about Jan, hashtag C24Live.
Absolutely.
Super discounts on merchandise. Massive sales on courses from Chessable. Chessable and Chess24 bundles, with new deals appearing every day. Visit chess24.com/deals.
Let's take someone with a random account, with a random name that just seems attractive.
Play live online against the world's top chess players while they stream their thoughts live. As a Chess24 Premium member, seize the chance to have your moment of fame. Get a peek inside their lives with question and answer sessions, in-depth teaching, analysis and interviews. The Champions Chess Tour, with countless accompanying events, is happening now. Tune in on Chess24.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final day of the Challenger Chess Tour. And this is a very exciting tour, which we were covering together with Vladimir Kramnik during the last 3 days.
Hi,
Welcome,
Judit. Hi,
Vladimir.
Everyone. Hello, everyone.
I'm very excited to see who is going to be the final winner of the event. But at the same time, we also have a team competition here. So we have originally 10 players in each team, Kramnik team and Polgar team, but actually we are going to be counting only 9 players at the end because we had an issue last day, actually on the end of the second day with Sarah. So I'm leading now 75-71, but I think it's very tight. We have 40 games to go now. Almost 40 games.
But I gave some very important, valuable advice to all the players of my team, and I'm sure if they would follow it, they have chances still. We have chances still to catch up with you, but I'm not quite sure they will.
So well, I think it's an important event for the participants for different reasons. Obviously, chess is an individual sport. At the same time, the directors and the organizers of this event made it more interesting for the audience and for us a little bit also, not only making the commentary, but rooting for our players. And we do have very big talents in this tournament. So let's see the standing right now before the start of the 16th round, okay? So Praggnanandhaa, who is actually one of the main favorite of the event, the Indian incredible talent, he's leading with 12 points. And right on his neck with 11.5, it's Abdusattorov, Nodirbek. So he's also there and he has great chances to catch Pragna. And it was interesting that yesterday in their last game, both of them lost. So the situation actually is exactly the same. And then we have Nihal Sarin from India as well with 11 points, together tying with Liang Avondar. And I can tell you that I think Liang was really the man of the day yesterday because he had a full score. So I think he's the only person who had any day with a full score. He's quite a talented young man, I must say. And then we have actually Volodya Murzin, who didn't start so well in the first day, but now he's on the 6th place together with Gukesh and Christopher Yu, who is also seems to be very talented. And he's in the top 10 for the whole time. He was most of the time in the top 5 of the event. And then we have Leon Mendoza and Jonas Biere. And then the second half of the tournament. So what do you think so far about the talented kids? Actually, the first 2 seeded player right now, it's in your camp.
Yeah.
It represents Team Kramnik.
I'm observing it's okay, just the first event out of many, yeah. So I'm trying to see how they play, trying to see certain flows, certain weaknesses in the play, at least of guys of my team, and yeah, because there is some work to be done in between the tournaments, and it's very important the first event to understand each of the players of my team, just to see what are the areas they can improve, and yeah. So after that, of course, we will have a joint talk with my coaches and to go through. I mean, each of the player of the team, and then hopefully for the second tournament they will already improve, and my goal is that with each of the tournament they're getting better and better. Of course, it's difficult to manage with all 10 players, but that's a goal maximum, you know, and then we see.
Well, I've seen so many tournaments where somebody is taking a lead and cannot make it all the way until the very end, I must say. So what do you think? Will Praggnanandhaa will be able to hold on his first spot and go all the way? Or
it's totally open, totally open, you know. I mean, now the nerves, and I think Prag, he has not an easy pairing today, so he has some very not easy games, and yeah, I don't know, it's really hard to say, because you know, when you play the first day, even the third day, it's still not so hot. Yeah. Now, when you are in the lead and you know that there are only 4 games left, it will be interesting for me to see his nerve system. How does he face the real tough challenges, mental challenges, which is definitely all the pressure is on him since he is a leader. Yeah. So it's a good experience for him and very interesting to see how will all the kids actually who have still chances to win it, how will they do today?
Well, definitely. It's always a great test, I think, for the players, even though it's an online event. I'm pretty sure Prague already has the toying with the idea that he will be possibly getting the wildcard if he wins the tournament to the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour. But first, he has to prove it today that he is really the best of the tournament. And of course, actually, even the last round will be very tricky because Prague is going to be playing and facing against Abdusattorov. So even maybe only in the last round we are going to have a decisive.
Yeah, it's very likely, very likely.
But let's see, we picked of this round to see Nihal, how he's performing against Volodya, the very talented Russian boy. Actually, I just read that Volodya has 4 sisters, so it's a huge
Yes, it's a huge family, I know.
Are they also playing chess? Do you know anything about that?
I don't think so, but I know that, as a 4 sister and maybe even a brother, maybe not. This I don't remember, but I know that it's a big family, yeah. And I think he is the only one, at least, who is playing it professionally and, very successful, yeah. He's considered to be the most talented junior of this age in Russia and also in the world.
Well, he's extremely young, and I don't know if you noticed it, but I was surprisingly seeing the cross table, seeing that he did not have a single draw in this tournament yet, out of the 15 games. So he is a fighter. He can't deny that. So let's see the opening here.
Yes, so far it's quite a fashionable line in Slav with e3. There is a lot of theory here.
What doesn't, right?
yeah. But this line, because again, the Slav with e3, there are lots of different ways for black to play. But for some reason, this bishop e4, f3, bishop g6, it's now at this moment becomes most fashionable. I think Caruana played it actually in candidates against Giri, and Giri himself plays it with black. So but it's in a way a matter of fashion because the other variations are also okay. I used to play a lot bishop g6 immediately without bishop e4, and that was a debate. We had a debate in my match against Topalov in 2006. I think we had 3 times this position. Not that I was terribly successful there. I think maybe I lost 1 game and 2 draws, something like that. But bishop e4, queen c7, bishop d2, I think bishop e7 is supposed to be the most accurate move here, but probably knight d7 is also playable. I think it's a little bit less accurate because now c takes d5 it's probably a little
knight d5 is not so strong.
Yeah, because you can always get e4, and with bishop on e7 somehow I think then you take with the knight and then you attack the knight on h4, and for some reason it's important. But anyway, it's a minor detail. Yeah, cd5 he played. Well, since Murzin, he actually, he was playing King's Indian, I would say with average success. And he decided for that game to surprise his opponent, I guess, to play something more solid, but not sure that he has his knowledge in this opening is profound, but we will see.
Yes, this is always a question, how much the new generation can work with the classical games, with the databases, with the engines and the trainer together. Yeah. Because I think many of the youngsters can fall into the trap just pushing the buttons of the computer and then go and play the game. Especially maybe for a rapid game like this, they can have an idea in the morning that they consider interesting. The computer gives the evaluation of balance and just go for it, right?
Yeah, but also in classical chess, I mean, I know that some players. Sometimes, I was talking to some young players, and just before a game, they would all of a sudden come up with the idea to play, I don't know, Caro-Kann, which they never played before, because to surprise the opponents. Okay, you think the guy doesn't know anything in Caro-Kann, or do you know something? No, not much, but if he plays Panov, which he often plays, then I have some idea. And if something else, okay, I know a little bit. Okay, what's the point then? Finally, you will end up in a position which probably worse, and you know less. Yeah. So I see this a little. But
you know what is very funny?
Mm-hmm.
That we have this position between Prague and Leon.
But he took CD
instead of Bishop D2, Knight D7.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's similar, because Bishop D2, Knight D7 is not.
The only thing is played, that Volodya took with the pawn, e takes.
But he had played Knight D7, Bishop D2 first, and I think that, it's a bit better version for white. I mean, pretty much better version for white.
But it's still kind of funny that in the same round they have nearly the same position.
Well, everybody is having the same database and the same engines, So. Here, rook c1.
Knight d5 is a threat?
Yes. I would have maybe played more aggressively, like trying to play long castle and then take on g6 and e4. That is, I think, pretty much in the spirit of the position. Let's say you play long castle, then black plays a move, whatever, probably developing move. And then you take on g6, e4, and trying to break through in the center very quickly. It looks quite dangerous for black.
True.
That is, okay, rook c1 is fine as well.
So what is going on here? What happens if knight takes g6 and knight takes d5?
I guess then you have this rook takes h2, And that is a big problem, because on rook h2 there is queen g3 check. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a nice trap by black.
Unpleasant.
And then the queen is taken.
Yes. I think usually white is playing g3 here and then trying to build the center, to at some point taking on g6, going bishop g2 or castle e4, something like that, trying to play for e4. And I guess now, I don't know if knight d5 is a threat already, but it's, probably it is. So black might need to play a move. I think usually they put the knight on b6 here or something, just to protect the pawn on d5.
Well, I don't know. Can black play rook c8 or?
Yeah, possible. Yeah, also possible. But then maybe bishop h3 can come at some point. Yeah. In general, that's the idea, that for some reason with a knight on b8, you take with a knight on d5. That's a bit more convenient. Here, this position is actually, it's very forcing, because if black doesn't manage quickly to do something about this plan of, taking on g6, bishop g2, castle e4, okay, if white manages it, he will just have a very, very comfortable position. So,
yeah. So well, in these positions, those are the difficult things, right? If white eventually plays one day e4, then the whole game is, well, not over completely, but partly.
Yeah, black has to prepare for it and to be in time to do something against it, just to get some tactical, like d, f, c5 at some point if it works. Queen b6 is played.
So I think maybe it's time to bring our first guest of today. I would like to introduce him. He's originally from Ukraine, but he lived in Israel and now lives in Spain. He's a well-known trainer. He's from my team, my trainer, very good trainer. He has a very huge experience in at least a decade or maybe more of teaching. And he's a good grandmaster himself. Let's welcome Artur Kogan. Hi.
Hi, everybody. How are you, Judit? Hello.
Long time. Nice to hear. Nice to meet you online.
Yes.
And you have your team. We also see it on the screen for a moment. Your small team is Liang Avandar, who was the person of the day, according to me. You have Polina Shuvalova and Vincent Kramer. So you have a pretty tough team. They perform
good team.
Well.
Yeah, good team.
Yeah, good team. I'm very happy to have so talented guys in my team. And I can see we have a big potential. And I think that yesterday also we proved that we have also, we can say, big future for them.
Yeah, because I know this very famous maxim, that actually, what is the secret of being a good trainer? What is the main secret? And the answer is to choose the right pupil.
Yes, but I can
you
say
have very good pupil. Yeah.
I can say that it was the organizers who were choosing the players and sorted accordingly they wished to. So it was not a pick by Artur, but he was fortunate, I can say. But anyway, we talk pretty often about what kind of advices he's giving to the students, and he's good. He's great motivator and following it very closely, how the games are unfolded and what kind of mistakes or what kind of great stuff they do. So that's important.
Yeah, and also I think for a trainer, it's very important to have a kind of, I call it positive energy, yeah? To be positive, to have this this push, and that was always, I was always trying when I was choosing seconds or trainers, always trying to pay attention on this, yeah, that the person not only a very high level specialist, but also he's got some kind of positive attitude. And I know Artur for a long time also already, and I hardly know anyone who is more positive than Artur, and that helps a lot.
Absolutely. Artur, when did you start to play? When did you start to coach? Because you're a strong grandmaster yourself, but what was the first moment when you switched and that you understood that actually you can really help others?
Well, Judith, since young days when we played even with you and with Vlad with some junior championships, I could see that some others have maybe a little bit more talent, maybe to go further, let's say in the professional aspect. And there was a time that even that I was winning quite many open tournaments, I decided to be objective and to see that to become the best 10 in the world is already not for me. And I rather make family, have children, and then I need to find some job that I like. And I always like to teach others. So it was a very natural choice to become more professional trainer since then. So we speak about many years already, yeah?
But you have a big variety of students from almost beginners to the very top, right? You were coaching a bit, or maybe more Fabiano, Caruana, and maybe others?
Yes, I mean, there were many years that I dedicated myself to teaching also, the Dutch women team, for example, for 10 years. 10 years with the Italian team, and personally, yes, also I worked with a few top players, a few top grandmasters. It was a big pleasure. I did it since the young days, in fact. Also when I was a very good friend with the Tkachiev, for example, and we worked together since very young age. And it was natural that also to work with some top players during the years, but of course it's completely different job, absolutely different.
Okay, I think we will be asking some more questions regarding to coaching, as you have so much experience that I think it's very important to share it with our audience also. But let's see how is unfolding this game between Nihal and Murzin, who is actually both in my team.
Mm-hmm. I think White is having a very comfortable plus, very comfortable. But I think the Black, what he should try to do is to get, I see the only logical kind of interesting plan is to play b5 and then to transfer the knight via d7, b6 to c4. That is a plan. Otherwise, White will just push e4 at some point, and he's got two bishops, and he will be better. So yeah, I think if I was Black, I would hurry really trying to manage it.
But Black played king f8. Strange choice.
He just wants to put the king on g7 and to still have the rook on h8. I think it's a bit slow, yeah. I'm not also sure that the king on g7 is a correct place for g7, because then after e4 you can get bishop to c3, and it can have a glance on the Black's king, quite an unpleasant glance.
Yeah, I'm not sure at all that from E8 to G7 it's a progress.
Yeah, because
Arthur,
now,
what do you think?
Well, I think exactly like Vlad. My first plan in mind was B5, knight D7, knight B6, for the simple reason that there is a pawn on F3, so the worst piece is the knight, while the king is completely not clear why he's worse in the center here. And we play an endgame, so usually in the endgame, king can be still good in the center. So I'm a bit surprised, to be honest.
I mean, now the question is, even if white, if it works tactically, if he can do e4 immediately, or should he prepare with bishop c3? I mean, e4 you need to calculate at least. Maybe there will be some tricks like d4, f4, rook d8, let's say, rook h d8, and maybe on bishop c3 there is knight c5, maybe, It might work. dc, rook d3, cb, it's still not clear, but
that king on g7 is...
Yeah, king on g7 is not the...
But okay, probably rook e3 is
possible. Rook e3, that might be okay, Still not sure after rook e1, because a b6 pawn can become dangerous, but he just played bishop c3, that makes sense, rook d8. So Murzin, he's trying to stop...
Probably rook d1.
Yeah, the question is, it's quite difficult to manage, to stop e4, because it will... rook d1 is played, and now, now we have to think. c5 is a radical way to stop e4, but c5 also gives some
bishop b1
options to white.
I mean, it will be hard to stop e4. Eventually, one day it comes.
One day it comes. Yeah, definitely, white has a very pleasant plus in this endgame. I would finally go king g8. I cannot stand having this bish king on g7, I want to move it. But e4, again, e4, you can always take d, fe and just keep it going, I would still put pawn on b5 at some point, and even e4 or just ignore e4. I mean, black's position is still pretty solid,
King g8. Notice that it's not good on a g7.
Wasn't it simpler to castle then,
I just
play rook d8 and play rook d8.
No, but the thing is that white had to play king g2, and actually the king would be better on f2, right?
But it's still two tempest. Well, anyway, I mean, black is quite solid still. It's nothing. Maybe white can try to push f4 at something like g4, f4, another plan. But I would say it's slightly better for white, but no drama. Rook d2. No.
A lot of preparation almost.
Rook d2, I'm not quite sure the rook is so much better on d2 than on d1, but okay. I mean, the position, I would still try to go maybe knight e8, knight e8, knight d6 to maneuver my knight, or knight b5, knight e8, knight d6. This, I think white played a bit too slow, so if black manages his, let's say, b5 and knight to d6, he will be perfectly fine.
Well, b5, I guess e4 should be. I guess
e4, but you can also just make a useful move after e4, because e5 is, it's not really a threat. It's maybe even some idea trying to play rook a4 at some point, trying to go b4.
But after rook a4, bishop c2.
Yes, and rook back, just move around. Because just stay kind of. He went bishop f8.
Probably e5 f4.
Yeah, that's true, but then at least I get my squares like knight d7, f4, knight b6, knight jumps to c4. I mean, it gets complicated. But
black went bishop f8.
Yeah, bishop f8. Yeah, it's okay. Trying to put bishop on g7. What would you do, Arthur?
Yes, I think that the rook on d2 is a little bit misplaced, no? Because we can see even sometimes bishop h6, g4 ideas. So probably rook on f1, yes, and then rook d1 back, and then prepare e4, I guess.
But again, instead of rook d2, rook f1, rook d1, you could play rook f1, rook d1,
Exactly. That's what I didn't understood,
Vladimir is too picky today. He's just...
No. It's okay. In fact, it's okay. It's rapid chess, and there are some small inaccuracies, but nothing is too bad. The position is not forced. It's not very forced.
It's a question how important tempis are, because it seems like everybody is kind of losing here and there.
But it's a very interesting for me to see how they play this type of positions, which are endgames, slow endgames. Yeah, as predicted. Those slow endgames, and that is something not easy to play. And usually, that is something when I work at times with very young players, I'm trying to teach mostly this. And we had a full session with the Indian kids only on those type of slow endgames for like 12 days or something. We were studying it, and that is for me, once a young player plays well this type of positions, that's already a very very serious very serious chance that he will become a top player, because that is not easy to play such positions.
At the same time, there are some interesting things happening in the Olga Badelka against Nodirbek game. Just jump for a second here. Isn't she's winning? Rook c2, bishop c1.
It looks like, yeah.
Unbelievable, but yes.
I mean, winning, objective winning, maybe he can still manage something. Rook c2, bishop c1, then give up, and then a4, b3 at some point, but looks, of course, it's completely lost, yeah.
Rook taking two.
Yeah, rook a2, but then rook d2 also you can change. I mean, yeah, it is completely lost, of course. Even rook d2, yeah. Actually, bishop d2 also strong. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it looks.
It seems like the pressure is too high. And it started already yesterday in the last 2 rounds, actually, because Prag missed his winning chance in round 14 against Gukesh.
So let's see if he'll manage to save it. I don't know how. I mean, you need a serious help of your opponent for it. But h5, yeah, bishop d2, rook a2, and you pray, yeah?
Yeah, probably that's going to happen, and that has to be done.
Yeah.
But actually, it's not so simple.
Yeah, I mean, it is simple, but it's...
well, for an engine, no question about it.
Yeah, I mean, there is still something, yeah.
She has a minute left.
Some tricks, yeah. Yeah, because those pawns, they seem to run. In fact, they don't run, of course. They don't go anywhere, really. But it's... little uncomfortable.
I guess the Judit, instead of white, maybe was playing h4, g4, h5, bishop h6, and mating. Yes?
I don't know, but this b3 is a nasty thing when you have 36 seconds on your clock.
Yeah, the only thing I'm just thinking that if you just play bishop f3, for instance, once before you put bishop on d4, that's why I thought bishop f4 was better. And then you have rook b1, black has a pawn on a3, and how does he proceed?
Well,
how does he...
Bishop comes out c6, b5.
Yeah, but I will stop it, and if I stop this, but of course it's a bit tricky, yeah.
So we're discussing something
a4,
like this.
Yeah, no, not even rook b1. I don't need rook b1, actually. I can just do anything I want.
But you want to
I cannot do that much, yeah.
Actually, bishop b2.
Yeah, here bishop b2, yeah.
And rook d8.
So let's see. That is he played a4, a3. Yeah, bishop e5. That's a very important tempo she lost. Yeah, that's why bishop f4 was far better. Yeah. Now I don't know what's happening after rook f2. I mean, that was a very important tempo.
Well, rook f2 seems to be very annoying.
Also king h7 maybe, yeah, because rook f2.
Well, after rook f2, I think bishop h5 has to be played.
Rook f2, rook d8, no?
Yeah, rook d8, king h7, rook a8, b2, yeah?
b2.
b2, okay, yes.
Rook b8,
rook b8,
a2.
Yes, this is the problem.
Okay, maybe you can still save it.
Well, it's still a draw, right?
Not sure, because bishop b2, rook a8, king g6 first. And then
Yeah.
Then you never know.
Okay, so in this position, if rook f2, what about taking on h5?
Actually, there it's a nice variation because in that position, you play e5, and if rook b1, king g2, I mean that variation we have checked.
He played b2.
Okay, anyway, yeah.
He misplayed it.
No, but still he is going with a bishop.
Bishop b5.
Yeah. And
what is this?
This is bishop d1. It's panic.
She had no other move left.
Yeah, that's over. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's how winning positions become losing.
Yeah, that's actually a problem. I had a look at the games, and most of the time the problem of players who are on the lower part of the cross table is that they collapse. I mean, they collapse in with little time. In fact, very often they are not playing worse at all than. But
here something very bad happens to Nihal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it looks just lost. Yeah.
Volodya did not make a single draw, and yesterday he won 4 games and
Let's
lost.
have a look. Let's see how did it happen. Yeah, how quickly. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah, after bishop f8.
Yeah, what happened? Yeah, it's
sorry. It's on auto updates.
Yeah. 98 f4. Yeah, this is not correct.
Well, knight on c4 in the best possible way.
Yeah, no, that was totally wrong plan. Yeah.
Very much misplayed.
Mm-hmm. Knight d6, rook d8, rook c1 is played. Yeah, you can see.
Wow. So Volodya is going forward, trying to catch the leader.
So knight f7, rook d2 check, king e1, and I guess rook goes to the second rank, and it's rook b2 probably.
And he can resign.
Yeah, and he will. Yeah.
Well, good victory by Volodya.
Yeah, you see, okay, it's some endgame technique is still not there, yeah, for Nihal, even if he is, of course, incredibly strong and talented, but this endgame treatment was.
But he was too careful.
I think he couldn't actually find out a plan. Yeah, I think it was not because he was careful. It's just because he, it's very important in those positions to understand what should you do, what is a plan, where to put your pieces, and I think he didn't really have a concept. And at least Murzin, he had. I mean, he should have played b5 a bit earlier, but he had a certain plan: bishop to g7, knight to d6, b5. Yes. He was playing according to a plan, and I think that Nihal was just kind of moving pieces and trying to do something, but he was changing his plan all the time, and that is the result, the final position.
Prague is going to win again.
Mm-hmm.
So there is not going to be much of a change in the leaders group.
Let's maybe have a look at this game from the beginning. What do you think?
They're still fighting. This is where we've seen it was almost the same position as in Nihal's game.
Yeah, I think again, knight d7 is too early in these positions. Because black needs sometimes to play c5 and knight c6, that is quite an important idea. So maybe better to castle or even take on castle and then, to keep the knight on b8. I think that is a nuance which they miss a bit, yeah? I mean, in understanding of this position, yeah. But anyway, it's not too bad, yeah? King g2, I guess, yeah, or something.
And the victory is already written in for him?
Yeah, that is already a big advantage for white. Yeah.
Huge advantage, right?
Yeah. Knight b1, good move, yeah.
Nice move.
Very good, yeah. Very classical. Yeah.
Yes, but actually, remark to the Nihal's game, it's actually sometimes it happens that you play very fast just by intuition. You play some moves and then you realize that actually didn't make too much sense what you did, right?
That's true. It's most of the time with me. Most of the time, it's exactly like this.
Well, you know, Vlad, I mean, you're not very authentic saying these complaints about your own play.
No, but when I was young, yeah, that was always for me a problem. Actually, in this type of positions, is to find the clip. I mean, to get the full feeling of the position. Yeah, because I would also, I mean, when I was 14, I would also just kind of maneuver around and, you know, without a clear plan. But then I understood something about such positions. Yeah.
So actually, we have one more game running. Let's jump to that. What do you think? Tujiner. Actually, she is winning completely. What a dream night.
Yeah, good nights. I mean, good pass pawn on h5 also. Many positive things we can say about Black's position, about White's position.
Tujiner, she played pretty well in the beginning of the tournament, but I think she had a bad day yesterday. If I remember well, she didn't win a game yesterday. And so it's 4 days can be also very long for a tournament, I believe.
Yeah.
If things are not happening the way it's happening for the leaders. Well, there are not much chance for Black.
Yes, not too many.
Not in time and not in position.
Queen e5, it's very unpleasant. Queen e8, I guess, is painful.
Typical position when it's not your opponent who wins the game, but you're losing it or you're destroying it, right?
Yeah, rook b6 maybe, just to get the queen to h7. Rook b6 I would play.
Well, time is ticking.
Perpetual? No.
No, please, please. Queen c8?
Queen c6, okay, we are fighting. Knight takes c5 maybe simply. Looks good enough.
Queen f8 is not bad.
Yeah.
But okay. Queen c8.
Queen c8 maybe. Knight e6, there is nothing wrong with knight e6 also.
I think we all three of us are like happily how to win this game.
Yes, here we are the experts. Yeah, we can.
Everybody expects.
Well, I guess it's not going to be the game lasting too long.
Yes, it's resigned. Yeah. So let's maybe go through the results and of today of this round.
Let's see what happened here. Yeah, so 1 second, I pull out all the games. So it was, so here 2-1, Volodya won. Then we had, we saw the Olga lost against Abdusattorov.
Yeah.
Then Lei Tingchi won against Sarah Kadem. Sad position for Black.
Yeah, 97 check is
very sad position.
Yeah.
Then Carissa lost again. It's not her tournament against Abdul Malik. Prague won against Leon.
Yeah. Then it's pretty sad final position also I see of for White.
Yeah.
As well.
And it must have been painful for some time already.
Yeah.
And then we have Avander.
Christopher won, yeah.
Liang won again. So who will stop him?
And Christopher won against Shuvalov, yeah.
And Christopher won against Shuvala, yes.
So it's, the fight is Like what? 5-6 players who still can win a tournament. Yeah?
The standing is that Prague has 13 points. Abdusattorov has 12.5, so both won. No change in the leading. The difference in points, only half a point behind. 12 points, Liang Avandor. Then 11.5, Keimer. So Vincent is trying to catch up, trying hard. Volodya won, he has 11 points together with Gukesh and Nihal. So now he caught Nihal and Christopher. So they are tying for 5th to 8th place.
And how far are they from the leader, from Prague?
13 points, Prague, and they have 11.
Okay,
so
2 points.
Still
a chance. Yeah, still a chance.
Small chance for
but still a chance.
Okay, so they have a few minutes rest. Until then, we can talk about some coaching tips. So Arthur, tell us, what are the most typical mistake of youngsters? Do you have anything that you can generalize, that what are the typical mistakes of youngsters, let's say teenagers, 13, 14, 15, girls and boys?
Yes, I think that we saw even in this round, a few very typical mistakes that youngsters nowadays are working more with computers, with memorizing openings. And we could see in this game of Nihal, I think, that after fantastic opening, probably great preparation, he didn't know what to do in the end game, just waiting around without real plans. And my dedication, especially with young players nowadays, is more, in fact, for the middle game plans after the openings, because I see that this is really lacking a lot. We can see many, many mistakes. Like we know that in the old times, we were learning more, especially in the Russian chess school, by structures, understanding typical plan, different typical positions. And here we see sometimes mistakes that are really incredible in the middle game, even that players are already quite strong. This is one mistake that is quite common, And another mistake, I think, is that many players, as we can see, they are maybe not enough prepared to play under such pressure. No, we can see so many mistakes when there is the time trouble, when there is some complications. And even for strong players, I think that there is some lack of practice of tactical skills, especially under pressure. And this is something that also, of course, can be worked and improved a lot. And some talents, like we can see here, even at the top, sometimes are missing tactics of 2 moves, 3 moves, even without big time pressure. So it's very pity, something that Judit can see from 1,000 kilometers.
Wow. Thanks. Some tactics I'm good at, but whole game, I haven't played a single game for like 7 years already. So I would be quite rusty to play a game. But actually, it is kind of interesting for me that the youngsters, they really have this nerve problem that it's very hard to control. And I don't know what is more difficult, to control it when you are at tournament, physically over the board competition, or online? What do you think? Which is more difficult, the online pressure or the offline pressure in a playing hall?
Well, I think it's quite individual, because after all, the new generation grew up online, We know the ICC generation already started more than 20 years ago. Nakamura and even Rajabov, some players that I trained, they were already ICC addicted since they are kids, even Aronian, I remember. But the point is that nowadays, especially the risk with the last year is that too many young players are playing bullets and 3 minutes games. And I think this is a clear bad influence on their play. We can see much more impulsive play, less thinking, maybe less planning. Maybe what we saw was just typical for bullet play, just playing around moves without plans, instead to try to take maybe half minute, 1 minute, that I'm sure a player from the older generation will do, try to find a plan, not just playing without plans. This is something that we can improve. Basically, I think move number 1, and I'm sure that Vlad did probably the same, is to say that bullet is bad. Please stop, everybody. Let's try to work seriously.
So maybe you can explain it a little bit for the audience that, well, first of all, probably most of the audience knows that the bullet chess, it means that 1 minute for each player. Why is it so bad to play for talented kids a bullet game against each other?
Okay, for me,
well, to start with, sorry, I would just make it a bit more precise. Your statement, Judith. Bullet chess is oxymoron. I mean, bullet is not chess, yeah. I mean, so let's say bullet, yeah. Let's just say bullet.
Okay, so Arthur, why do you not suggesting and you forbid kind of, or you wish to forbid for your students not to play bullet, or?
Yes, I agree with Vlad. First of all, it's not chess. I mean, basically, I already proved it myself a few times with experiments, also in younger days, that basically it's about moving fast the mouse, no? I prove it that with learning or training yourself to move very fast the mouse, suddenly you can become top player in bullet. And this is ridiculous, no? Because this is not real chess. The danger, what is the biggest danger? That you are moving just to make moves, to be fast without thinking. I mean, if you get habits to do something without thinking, it's very bad for your brain. And if you also destroy your nerve system, and it's very easy to destroy if you play too much bullet. We can see some young players without naming, they have already some tics, some nerves, and this is very typical for somebody that play too much bullet, yeah? I mean, the nerve system can be easily destroyed. And then what we can expect in normal slow chess, I mean, they have no patience. They just have no patience.
So what about, what do you suggest, Vladimir, also? What is the best training game time control for youngsters to play? I played a lot myself when I was a kid and a teenager. But what do you think? What, like, is 5 minutes blitz already okay? But 15 minutes, half an hour? What is the best training game time control, what you would suggest?
Well, it depends what you train. Yeah, of course. I think that 3+2, I would say, okay, bullet is definitely, there is only damage. There is absolutely nothing positive, only damageable. Yeah, 3+2 has some minuses, but also some pluses. I mean, it's like a minimum. I think you can play without a clear damage. Although still, I would recommend like 5+3 because it's a time when you can think a bit. But again, 15 minutes +10 even better. 25 +10, why not? Depends what exactly you want to train. Yeah, but if you're playing blitz, when we had a session with Indian kids, the first one I had, and I saw that after the sessions in the evenings, they were or in between. During lunchtime, after eating their lunch, they would start playing 1 minute blitz. And I kind of forbidden it. I said, okay, no way. I mean, not with me. You can, once you leave the place, okay, it's your business, but not here. And I offered, because I saw them like pushing the clock also with electronic clock, yeah. And I actually told them, but why, in fact, I asked them, why do you play? They said, okay, because it's fun, it's a lot of fun. But I said, but then why do you use a chessboard? I mean, there is no point. Just put the clock and push the clock, and the first one who loses on time, who wins on time, he wins. There is no point to have a chessboard because it's not chess anyway. But okay, so finally, I'm not sure they moved to 5+3, but at least 3+2 I managed. But I think, yeah, what is very important that, they don't understand, I think, the young kids, that it is, slowly damaging your nerve system to play 1 minute because it's a permanent stress. Yeah, it's adrenaline. It's a kind of high adrenaline, and you become adrenaline addicted. And that's why quite often you also, I agree, you're losing patience quite often. Then I see it, by the way, I see it even in rapid chess, or even sometimes in classical, that the players who like to play 1 minute blitz, and they do some very impulsive, absolutely senseless moves, because of the habit, because of the nerve system. Yeah, it's already, no, you need to have a good career in chess, long career. You need a very stable nerve system. It's very important factor. Yeah, and when you are young, you think that it will always be, good and everything will be fine. But no, with years, it's getting a bit worse. And if you help it yourself from the young age, Of course, it will not. You will not have a problem immediately, but maybe already by the age of 25, you will start to have some, some problems. Yeah, so that's really damageable, and I'm very sad to see that young players are playing it. I can assure you that if I would still be a top player, and I'm sure that all top players nowadays, they're very happy to see young players playing Bullet all the time. Because it means, okay, that there is not such a big threat. If these guys are busy with Bullet, we can sleep quietly. These guys are damaging themselves. I mean, as a concurrent, yeah. So for me, it would also raise my, I would say, confidence playing a young player if I know he is spending a lot of time playing Bullet. I mean, I know I can deal with it, but when some guy is working on chess, very serious and very talented, that's already another story. So actually, it's negative from all point of view. And even if top players wouldn't tell it, publicly, but of course, I know myself. Okay, I would say, okay, this guy is just damaging himself. Okay, it's his choice, but as a concurrent, he's less dangerous than the one who is not doing it. That's quite, to me, completely clear.
Okay, with Arthur, I'm interested about your thoughts. What do you advise for youngsters? But we have round 17 started, with an interesting, finally, an E4 Sicilian rouser, excitement. And Abdulmalik, she wants to crush Prague.
Yeah. But this rouser, it's not, it's actually quite easy to play with white. I don't know if it's such a great choice. If you want to win, I don't know. But I've played a lot of this type of rousers with bishop e7 and castle, and I can tell you, one wrong move and you're just worse, without... I won many games. I was quite successful in the 90s with it, but it's a very, very dangerous position to play. You need to be extremely accurate. Because white just...
So with which color is it easier to play, you think? With white or black?
In my opinion, clearly with white, clearly. I mean, this type of position, no doubt, white. First of all, I think he's objectively better. And secondly, it is, because white's plan is normally very simple. You just get your pieces in the center and push your pawns. And black, okay.
I know. I was pushing my pawns.
You played a lot, of this, and with some success, I would say, without... this...
Sometimes.
But again, if you play it extremely well with black, it can be fine. But
it can be very fine.
You really have to watch out here, for.
So our team clash is going on in this game as well.
Mm-hmm. I'm not too happy with h5 is premature. This is premature, in my opinion. To start with, you have to calculate knight takes e4 here. To start with, h5 is it's hurrying. Maybe it doesn't work so well, but maybe it works. Why? Bishop e4 even. Bishop e4.
Bishop e4 maybe.
Yeah, this at least knight d6, but maybe bishop e4. Okay, you can get queen e4 maybe and bishop d3. Yeah, this can be a compensation. Yeah. But in any case, h5 is too early because even h6,
I'm not sure it's going to be too much fun for black.
Yeah, it is.
Give this to me in my hands.
That's danger, but still not so clear. But also knight e4, bishop g5 maybe. In any case, I think h5 is too early in this position. You need first to put bishop on d3, rook, some useful moves. I would also...
But what if actually you take here?
I thought knight d6 maybe, but then bishop f3. Yeah? Yeah, it seems that
maybe this one I give back. After all.
Not big bets.
Yeah, it's a kind of typical thing, yeah? Knight e4, very typical.
Yes, but it's also typical that by making a move, you give the opportunity for the opponent, right? It's not a threat before.
Yeah, but h5 unfortunately is not a right move here in any way, I think, because even if h6,
bishop e3.
I would say bishop d3 or move like this. Yeah, just protecting the pawn on c2, developing, and because black, I mean, I don't know what to do with black. Yeah, I mean, I played a lot of these positions. Okay, usually he goes knight d7.
Can you go e5, b4?
e5, queen e3 or something.
And rook takes e3 maybe?
Yes, sometimes works, but probably not here. Maybe queen g1. Usually they go to g1 here. Or f2 or g1 or something.
G1?
Yeah, or f2.
Yeah.
Before knight e2, yeah, it's very, very solid position for it. And then knight gets to f5, yeah.
Well, of course, bishop on d3 as well.
It's a good piece, yeah. Good piece.
So let's see if knight e4 will be played.
Yeah, I mean, but in any case, even h6, let's say, even if you play h6, bishop, let's say c1, knight d7. I don't like so much. Yeah, or e3 and knight d7. Now somehow pawns are fixed, yeah, a little bit. I mean, you don't have this g5 and so on. Because the point is that with the pawn on h6, on h4, h6 is not really, hg is very often not threat because it's just you're getting mated on h line. And then if my bishop goes away, then g5 becomes a threat. So in any case, it's a considerable mistake, positional mistake, but also seemingly tactical.
But I think h5 is a move where, well, first of all, you're not familiar exactly with the ins and outs and the spirit of the position, that how do you set your pawns, and other matter also that you just make a move, just make an attacking intuitive move, right? She was barely thinking.
But again, that's what I mean, that it's important to study openings. I mean, I always try to convince young players, when you study opening, check the good games, check first. And you will see how guys, I can tell you, there are many games, good players, they play bishop d3 first, a3, I don't know, knight e2, and only then they start to, I mean, once you see and you notice this pattern, then you do the same, then you understand that, you cannot really mate before you put bishop on d3, because also c2 pawn is very weak. I mean, you need to do it, yeah? And those kind of details are quite important. Yeah, I mean, that is what I see very often missing here. Yeah, I'm sure that if Jansaev would have just look at games and there were enough of good games in this position of strong players, yeah, she would just play bishop d3 or something of that sort very quickly.
Well, in the meantime, until Prague is thinking, I just want to jump to another game between Gukesh and Liang, because this is so warm to my heart. This is what I was playing so many times with black, and maybe we will see something typical, classical King's Indian game. Don't you think so?
I mean, sure you want to see a mate, yeah? You want to see a mate, yeah? G4 and
well, it was a long time that I've seen this on the board in the nowadays competitions, to tell you the truth. Somehow White, I think, is not brave enough to enter into such dangers.
I would say that
I'm not sure he's...
It's more, I think nowadays it's more of a point that White thinks that King's Indian is so good for White that you can do anything else. Yeah, you don't need to risk. But actually, I think this... somebody told me, I haven't studied it for some time, that actually computers now are just crushing black here. I mean, it just, one of the major ideas, I don't remember who told me that one of the major ideas nowadays in these positions for White is to play king h1, rook g1, g3. That is the way computers are playing nowadays, and they just kind of, they just crash with incredible statistics here. In this type of position, like g3, rook g1, they take in with a rook on g3. It's more of a kind of prophylactical way of playing. So it's like, I mean, okay, in general, yeah, as a plan. So as I understand, computers nowadays just think that this is almost unplayable for black, this type of, but again, has to be studied, yeah, this. I mean, this strange plan, yeah.
Wow, rook b8 is there.
Yeah,
rook b8. I never played rook b8 in my life in the King's Indian. But I don't understand this rook b8, to tell you the truth.
I think the idea he wants to take with a rook on b7 after cb and to keep the bishop on the diagonal. Yeah, I think that's...
But usually what you do, you take it back and then you go back to c8. The bigger problem is for black that he's not ready for g4. White's setup is completely perfect against g4 to stop that.
Maybe we'll sacrifice a pawn, no? With g4, knight h4 idea somewhere.
Well, eventually something has to be sacrificed.
Yes.
No choice.
But maybe actually white can go g4 at some point.
Yeah, but those structures always kind of take rook h7, and always not easy, yeah? I mean, I always try to avoid as white those structures. Because,
yes, but you never played this one already.
I mean, I played, yeah, something similar, yeah. This
Having so many pieces in front of your king?
I didn't, yeah, Judith, I saw that King's Indian is such a bad opening that I don't need to allow any slightest risk, you know.
Any counter chances.
Yeah, just to win it without counterplay of the opponent. No, I'm kidding, of course, but true that, you know, before computer at this era, you know, that was supposed to be dangerous. Now, when with good engines, I think probably it's less dangerous than it used to be. Also, Kasparov had a big influence, on all of us, mating a lot of people here, and then, somehow you believe
discouraged you to enter to such a line. In the meantime, look what we have in the Abdulmalik game. Black took on e4 and white took on d6. Bishop f4, nice move.
Bishop f4, yeah. I mean, bishop takes e4 was not bad also, but that is maybe...
Well, queen takes, I guess.
Yes, queen, you have to take everything, bishop d3 and...
Or bishop e2.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But white, I guess, is playing for a draw. But here can we go f5?
At some point, f5, yeah, at some point. No, of course, black is just two bishops and have a very nice plus here, yeah.
Well, bishop e2, I guess.
Bishop e2, I would still a bit worry about f5, yeah, probably.
I don't like it anymore with white. It was short, my happiness in this opening.
No, objectively, there is still a fair drawing chance. I mean, it's still not too bad, but of course, black is on top now, yeah, no doubt.
So let's see how Nodirbek is doing. What do you think? It's a Rai Lopez.
Nodirbek is doing very well, very well. He's having a
because now they are really going for the first place, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to see Liang because he's also there trying to catch up.
I think knight f5 will come or something. Yeah, d5, he's playing it very positionally, but I would consider knight f5 and trying to take on h6 and to mate, I mean, kind of, yeah. But that's also very good, of course. Yeah.
She has a very difficult position, black, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Knight f4, bishop f1. And also a very big time advantage for white.
Okay, knight h7. I think he could have done better than that. I mean, he's much better, of course, but
I would go g5.
Yeah, also possible, yeah.
We both like this kind of g5 moves. Yeah. What about Arthur? You also like g5 moves?
That was my first idea, to be honest. Yeah,
yeah, me too. Yeah, but I'm just then I started to like this typical retrograde, you know, about the square on f5. Yeah, but what if the knight gets to f5? You know, this typical old-fashioned school. Yeah.
No, this is the worry, but it's not easy to make it work, yeah? D5 is hanging.
Maybe just rook b7. I mean, maybe the question is if g4 is a real threat or anything, yeah?
Well, g4 sometime, but she played queen f8.
She played queen f8. That makes a lot of sense because she wants c6, yeah? Not that it solves all problems, but at least...
Actually, it's not so bad for black because the knight on f4 is pretty tough.
True. Anatoly Karpov would not agree with you probably, but he liked very much this kind of things. Slowly c6, he would go c4 and then slowly torture you.
Oops, what's that?
It makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting.
Wow, what a calculation. Takes on b5 and rook a7.
You think he wants rook a7? Yeah, that's also. I thought he just wants c4 with a very powerful play, but
no,
rook a7.
Vlad, it's only you who just wants to get rid of the first possible way. To exchange sacrifice and then just play position. I think rook a7.
Yeah, rook a7 and. But maybe I can try rook c8 to mess things up. Rook takes c3, and then two rooks enter. I mean, probably it's not enough, but at least. So let's have a look at this.
So why is he thinking?
Yeah, because I think he also sees that he can get just a fantastic compensation. And rook a7, rook c8, for instance.
Well, rook c8 is the only move, right?
No, you can always take a knight c5, for example. Yeah, some kind of jumping out with a knight, but of course it's a pawn. Yeah, it's just a pawn.
It's a pawn, and it's a
Yeah, but I want takes, and then maybe to get my queen on b5, but it's bad. Yeah, I mean, of course it's bad. Yeah, but I guess rook c8, bishop d7, rook c3 might be quite an interesting option. Because those rooks, you need to find a good square for the queen, first of all.
Okay, bishop c8 does not work, I understand.
Yeah, because rook e3, queen c8, fe, queen c5 check, yeah.
Actually, you're very right here that it's rook b8, I guess, yeah, or check.
Maybe also like check rook c2.
He went rook a7.
Mm-hmm. No, it must be in white's favor, I understand, but at least
rook c8.
That's what I would try to do with black, probably. Yeah, rook c8. It's played, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only problem, the black's problem, of course, that the queen on f8 is really out of play. That is a serious minus of black's position. Yeah, queen b6. Yeah, maybe d2, but d2 I thought rook c1 check, rook c2 might come. Yeah. You want rook b8? Yeah. Maybe.
So this is on the board.
Mm-hmm. But still, shouldn't be enough for, I mean, queen b6.
Yeah, what queen b6, rook b7, no?
Yes, I don't know if rook b8. Yeah, I don't want to change rooks, but maybe, yeah, if I take and queen d8, I need my queen, you know, to get into the game somehow. I don't know. Not that it's solving all issues, but at least to get, or maybe d5 and queen a3 to get closer to the king, even if white is, of course, extremely solid there. Yeah, it's difficult to mate somehow.
But why not rook c1 and rook c2? Maybe a bit
after queen b6? I was just afraid because there is no threat. I thought that like rook b7, maybe I'll just lose material. Yeah, but I don't see a threat. Yeah,
you don't have a threat. Yeah, queen is 7,
bishop f5 or something. Yeah,
5 finish. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how to create threats.
Okay.
Yeah, the two knights are making a full defense.
That's not enough, of course. Play for black in general. Yeah, e8.
Rook b8.
Maybe rook b7, take d5 and queen c5 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking about knight e4 again. Yeah, it's so difficult to create real threats. Yeah, I mean, looks very, very active, but there is not much play somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, after d5, knight e5 immediately.
Yeah,
no?
it's just yeah, just too difficult to find threats. Oh, maybe black must here try to play like g6, queen d8 slowly, because white still has to win it. Yeah, I mean, to try to activate the queen and you know, it's still
queen d8 happened.
Yeah, queen d8 immediately,
which is not a bad move with the threat of rook c7 at first.
Mm-hmm.
And if bishop goes to b5, then maybe knight h3.
Well, then you can take on b3 also.
No, I mean, if the bishop goes away on this diagonal.
Yeah, at some point, yeah.
Well, still it's...
But maybe I wouldn't even take, yeah, I would just go like g6 here, and queen f6, king g7, h5, yeah, because, black has very active pieces, so maybe even bishop c6, actually. Queen d8, bishop c6.
And she went immediately knight h3?
No, I don't think, I don't like it. Knight h3 is not because this knight is so strong, because white is anyway better after gh, rook f3, but there is no potential to attack anymore. Because bishop will get to d5 and that's it,
But I think anyway white wanted to go to d5 probably.
Well, then you at least take and try to pick up the pawn. I would go g6, trying to go h5, h4, and trying to kick these knights, for sure. And it's not too bad. It's still playable in practical sense, because knight h3, I don't see, gh. Now white has full, this knight on f4 is a key point of the position.
Yeah.
And it's not worth this small pawn.
Interesting why white is thinking. Can you really, he took it.
Yeah, takes, now anything. Now white has full control on the position. Even bishop d5, queen f6, I don't know, queen b6, as an example, everything is under control. This, queen f6. I don't know if he wants something very forcing, like queen c8 check, knight f5, maybe, I don't know, or simply...
simply immediately knight f5.
Or knight f5 immediately, yeah. Well, then maybe at least rook d3, yeah. Knight f5. Yeah, rook d3 probably. But then queen is 7, maybe he wants to... Yeah, no, that is bad, that is lost.
No, but queen e7, you can take king f8 and the b3 is captured. That will be...
okay, yeah, maybe, yeah, you're right. Rook c3 has been played. In fact, maybe just bishop d5, and if check, you just go back with a knight. Only that rook takes g3 might be a trick,
h5. h5 is also, yeah.
Rook takes g3 might be a trick, yeah, all of a sudden. And it looks like a perpetual.
Actually, yeah.
No, knight f5 was not necessary. Maybe he will find a way here for white, but the knight on g3 is protecting so well the king.
Yeah, these perpetual checks can be annoying for white.
So queen is 7.
It's not a blunder.
It is not, yeah.
Well, okay, but is it really winning if black just takes this?
But wait, no, there is a king f8, take king f8. Maybe it is a blunder.
But it's a piece.
Yeah.
Oh,
big one.
Yeah, it's just over. Yeah.
Oops.
Huge one. Did you play it?
This is where
Unbelievable.
Playing for the first place is gone.
Knight f5, playing for tricks too much, yeah.
Yeah, conception, again, wrong conceptually, yeah. I've noticed that Nodirberg, he's playing a bit too kind of straightforward, too forcing, yeah?
Ooh.
And that was, of course...
What a blunder.
That was really bad, yeah, because now, there is nothing
we can see him
save,
also.
Yeah? So let's check the other games. Here, I don't think anything can happen anymore.
Nerves, right?
Well, of course, yeah, but nerves, when you're nervous, then you start making mistakes. But what kind of mistakes you make? Usually you make mistakes on your weak points, even when you're nervous or in bad form. I notice I've been many times in bad form. And usually, anyway, your mistakes are very typical. Yeah, where you are excel, you don't make mistakes even in bad form, but you make mistakes exactly where where you have a certain issue to solve. So it's I noticed that I don't think it's so. This mistake was it was bad. It was due to nerves partly, but there is something I see. there is something for Nadirberg to solve and to improve. So let's maybe have a look at the other game here. I mean, just
of course it's not over yet, but let's switch to the other game. How
Jantsai is fighting, yeah, not easy. Of course, Black has good winning chances, Bishop e5, I guess, but I remember that Jantsai was very good, yeah, fighting. I think she made a draw with Nihal, was very good, defending very well. So it's not over yet. Knight will probably get to e2, and you still have to prove it with Black. FG, I would go, and King g5. Because f4, I don't like that f4 is a threat.
Yeah.
King g5, yeah. That is... Yeah, bishops, yeah? You see two bishops. How
these bishops
controlling
in the center.
all the board, yeah. Controlling all the board. I mean, everything.
Yeah, it's pretty painful to look at it from the white side.
That's why I always like two bishops so much. To have them.
Yeah, takes.
Yeah, takes and then g5, yeah, the idea.
G5.
Goes g5.
Well, what about a4? Go for it.
Yeah, correct.
Well, what else, I guess?
No, still chances, yeah.
What do you
think?
The best?
Sorry?
Was it the best to give the two bishops so fast? Maybe
I wouldn't, yeah, but I would just move away my bishop. But I understand his point; it makes sense. But this a4, maybe he missed this a4.
But he didn't take it. He went rook h3.
She didn't take it. Okay.
No.
I don't know. It's modern.
h3 and went from this side.
I haven't, checked the latest development of chess. In my time, usually you would try to eliminate two bishops of your opponent, but maybe now there is an advance, in understanding of chess, and nowadays two bishops are considered to be disadvantage already. I don't know. What do you think, Arthur? Yes. You know better. You are more in the modern chess, yeah.
Well, I think that is changing. Yeah, maybe in rapid chess and blitz, sometimes the knight is a little bit more tricky.
Okay.
So maybe there's the reason. No, they're playing a lot of blitz, bullets, so they prefer knights. Maybe might be the reason, but strange decision for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, who will stop the
e-pawn? The e-pawn might. She wants some tricks, but not too many tricks. Yeah?
Not.
Rook g8. No, then bishop is on c4, yeah.
Yeah, not much of a choice here.
Resign.
I didn't consider that one right now.
That's probably the solution, yeah.
Well, maybe that's the best move, but probably knight f3 still.
Bishop c1 check.
Beautiful.
Well, king b1 still possible. Yeah? Bishop d5.
Yeah, but that was still a piece up.
Yeah, of course.
And this as well.
Yeah, that is over.
No stalemate ideas.
Bishop b4 even, yeah.
Okay, so this is over. Let's see Gukesh Liang. Actually, Gukesh wins. So there are some things. So Gukesh is getting closer, and for Liang, it's a problem. Yeah.
And what are the results of the other players who are close to the leaders?
Keimer, it was for him. It was this round where he got the point against Sarah without play. And then let's say what Murzin did. Let me see.
There is still game in progress, if you can call it progress, yeah, because I think there are like two rooks up.
But let's say this is Nihal's game.
Yeah, no, that is winning, yeah.
Winning.
Fair, I mean, fairly simple win, yeah. The pawn promotes. It's actually very important that anyway it's winning, but it's very important to have this pawns on d5, d6 because they cover the king, and there is never perpetual.
We have this kind of endgame.
This is a difficult endgame for white, usually. I notice that when you are queen and the knight down, usually it's
well, it's
difficult.
good that she tries to get rid of her pawns, but she can't. And knight e4.
Yeah, no, that is.
Or the same, yeah. Knight f6. Oops.
Yeah, that's.
Well, this is also mate, yeah. Okay. And then we have Leon still playing.
Leon is winning, yeah.
Yeah, game over as well. So let's see what happened in this round. Let's see. Prague. Oops, sorry. Other round. Long time ago. Long time ago. Let's see some of the rounds. This is round 17, right?
So we see.
Jonas won against Christopher.
Let's maybe have a quick look at this game just to see how did it happen, because the final position looks.
That's pretty disastrous.
Yes. Knight c3.
Okay. I've played this with black. I don't like it so much.
Yeah, me too.
You were more on the white side.
I played once with Rajab of this, with black in classical game. It was okay. It was a little worse, but it was a draw finally. It's okay. It's playable for black. I mean, a bit kind of passive. Yeah, a little. This maneuver with queen on b4 is questionable.
But maybe it's not so bad, is it?
Yeah. No, for the moment, yeah, it's okay. Just easy to lose this queen then, yeah. At some point.
Yeah.
That is what happened probably. Yeah?
No, the queen that's the only piece practically he still had. But it's oops.
Yeah, I mean, let's put this way: it's in danger. Yeah, the queen in the real
Definitely.
danger. Yeah, because queen c3 is coming and rook a1. Yeah?
Not in the spirit of the opening, let's say.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
here
this
it's
gone, yeah, it's gone. And then we had Gukesh Liang. So the winning streak. This was this. So actually it happened.
Yeah, rook g1 g3. I see this guys. They check. Yeah. What computers are saying. Yeah, now they just continue usually to play like everything is safe with a rook on g1, and very often trying to attack black on the king side.
You see rook b8, the a7 pawn is.
Rook g1, I guess. Yeah, it's gone. Yeah.
So piece sacrifice was done. Well, it doesn't seem so obvious to me.
I guess still, yeah, a pawn will promote in this game, or queen b8 maybe, or something. I don't know if there are threats here. Queen d4. No, maybe that's not doesn't look so clear.
Yeah, it seems like white misplayed it a bit, but maybe with a pawn there.
Yeah, e5 was
big clash this game. But okay, game over. Well, big fighting spirit.
A bit of a interesting game, yeah.
But after all, queen is a queen.
Yes.
It was missed from black. Okay, so he lost this. Then we had Leon won against Salimova. Then we saw how Abdul Malik lost, unfortunately, for her.
Carissa made the draw. That's good news.
And Carissa made a draw against Sarah. And then, well, the big loser of the round is Abdusattorov, of course.
Yeah, and it's well, okay. He was a bit lucky in some games, but that one was really, well, again, as we mentioned, a little bit of a bad luck, but also, yeah, there was.
And Volodya, look at this. He's just winning games one after another. So actually, let's see the standings after round 17. 2 rounds to go only. And well, Praggnanandhaa has a 1.5 lead ahead of 2 people, Vincent Keimer and Abdusattorov. So even Keimer only catch to the second place Nodir Bek, 12.5. And then with 12, we have 4 players. And they are Gukesh, Murzin, Nihal, and Liang. They are 12. And Christopher with 11, 10.5, Leon Mendonça. So...
But still, Judith, I mean, if now, let's say, Nodirbek wins and Prague makes a draw, then they play against each other in the last round.
Exactly, in the last round.
And then winning this game, I guess, will let Nodirbek win the tournament, because in the case of tiebreak, the winner is the one who won the game. Yeah, as I understand, yeah. So it's not yet clear, the situation.
Yeah, not at all, but 1.5 point lead with 2 rounds to go in the tournament is quite significant, I must say.
Yeah, that's true.
Quite significant, right? So it's, well, that's how it is, right? What do you think, Arthur, about the games? Did you expect less mistakes from this tournament?
Well, in these short time controls, I think everybody make mistakes. I mean, even the biggest players in the world, we saw Magnus and friends also doing big mistakes. So we have to be not expecting perfect games, but some mistakes are really hurting. Yes, some mistakes in end games, some mistakes of typical middle games, some mistakes in opening preparations. Like I think even we saw in the game of Liang that is in my team, that as Vlad say, he has to be updated with the last engine ideas like G3. Otherwise, he can lose very important game. Yeah, this is the new chess nowadays. We have to be very deeply prepared and not to play too much blitz. We have to work hard because all the time new information, even new engines. Yeah, new engines are changing also the opinion in many openings. And I think as trainers, we have also to be all the time updated about this. But in general, I think that still I'm happy to see the talent is shining there, no? That some shining talent and players with great capacity. Some parts are doing already very well, and some parts we have to help them, and we will try.
So actually, going back with the question before the round, we were discussing what is the advice of you, what is the best time control for playing training games for the
Sorry, Judith, may I just, once you are having interview with Arthur, I leave for a couple of minutes and I'm back.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Yes, Judith. I'm a very similar opinion, in fact, as Vlad about this. Yeah, usually I'm suggesting to my students to have longer time control training games, definitely. Minimum 15, 20 and more is better, but sometimes it's good to have some 5 minutes plus 3 plus 5 seconds training games if it's about just training some new openings. Maybe sometimes under the adrenaline also we can find some novelty, some new ideas, as happened to all of us sometimes. But I always recommend to try to avoid too short time controls because I know the damage. I mean, I know it by myself and many other friends. We can see what happens if we play too much short time control for some time. Then it's very hard for us to play longer time controls well.
I think it's a great challenge for youngsters because really the bullet, what we were talking about, it's a huge temptation for them not to paying attention, just practically the hand is playing out the moves, and especially these times when the youngsters were locked into online area, right? How much do you think it's going to make a damage for those talented players who were spending their year in front of the computer because of the pandemic?
Well, as I say to my students, of course, this year was very bad and horrible for many of us. Some people, of course, very, very bad. But the players, the young players that were working, learning, and trying to improve their chess and working on the weaknesses, they could gain a lot, because now with very low rating, they will start to play tournaments, and in reality, maybe they're already 100 and even 200 ELO points stronger. But the players that were only playing Blitz or Bullet, well, we know that there is a lot of adrenaline rush and it's easy to get addicted, but it's also a big lose of time, sadly, if it's not for learning. Yeah, if you're just playing for playing, it's not the same like if you play for trying new openings, from learning some new skills. So I hope that the young players will understand this, and the damage maybe, as you ask, well, it's a temporal damage, but being young, I think that every half year, 1 year, it's pity. Yeah, because this is the age that you can improve a lot. You can play championship for different ages. And it's very pity to lose these years for doing some things that will not help you.
What was your biggest discovery in terms of talented kids? Did you have someone that you discovered and you're so proud of him or her?
Well, I think first of all, I have to be very proud that, at least as the book of Agdestein said, I was the first to say that Magnus will be world champion. Yeah. So something I diagnosed there in the talent when he lost against my wife, by the way, in the same final.
So what do you smell? What do you feel when you see a talent? Of course, caliber of Magnus, you don't see every day, every corner, right? But what are the signs of noticing a talented kid?
Okay, well, in the case of Magnus, for example, it was not only that he had a quick brain, but mainly I was very impressed by his capacity to play kind of more positional, that is not typical for so young age. He was putting the pieces so fast in good places, harmony, with confidence. So, when I see a young player that has a very fast brain in calculating or in understanding or playing a series of very logical moves, I know that this guy has already some big talent. But like said, maybe Einstein, that everybody can be genius in reality. And I think your father also said, that there was a big discussion about this if genius is born or genius is grown. And I believe that in the end of the day, there are many huge talents that sometimes we have also to discover a bit in between. Not always they are shining immediately to say, wow, he's going to be a world champion. But after some work, you can still make it very far in chess, yeah.
So I know that we will have to let you go shortly, but still I'd like to ask a few questions until we have start of round 18, the penultimate round. What do you suggest and say to the parents who actually happen to have a very talented kid, or even maybe more in the family? Like, there are some, right? Van Forest family, for example, they are, I think, 4 brothers and sisters at least. They all play chess. What do you advise for parents? How can they support their talented children the best way?
Well, it's a very good question, yeah. Normally, I believe that the parents have a very big influence on the kids. And it's very, very important, especially in the young age, to concentrate on a positive attitude, to enjoy the game, to enjoy the learning, and also to teach some values that are very important for life, like fair play. I think it's very, very, very important nowadays, with the big temptation online. So if you, as a parent, you teach the fair play values and the importance of to behave after losing, and to have patience also when something is not going in the way that you want to be. All these qualities can help, while the parents that are pressing too much and maybe forcing too much might make the child to hate chess after some years. And this is very pity, because we see many big talents, young talents during the year, that suddenly they leave chess when they're independent. And we know many personally, yes. So I believe that the parents have to be very supportive as much as possible, And there is always what we call the small positive push, as I call it, yeah? Just little push, but positive one, without too big critics, without maybe too big expectation, but just reminders. And especially to remind to the child that happen what happened, I still believe in you. I think this is the secret for success.
I think it's a nice final word, what you just said, because I think it's very important and it's essential how and in what form the parents can support their children and talent. So thanks very much for being here with us and sharing your thoughts and experiences as a coach and analyzing some games. Hope to see you back in the next challenges.
Thank you very much for both of you. You are doing an excellent job and keep on.
Thanks.
All the best, Artur.
All the best. See you soon, I hope.
Yeah. So let's see how round 8 started. I picked the first Prague's game against Sarah.
Yeah, I think he will try to play for a win because, he has black against Noderbeck in the last round and anything can happen. So he has white with Sarazad and I think that he will try. He will give it a try. He will not try just to make a draw. Yeah?
And we shouldn't forget about the fact that if he wins this game, then actually he's the winner already after round 18, and he can play for fun the last game, and which means obviously that he can put a lot of pressure on himself also on this game already.
That's true, yeah. But so far, his play is the most convincing, I must admit. Not that it's much better than some others, but it's somehow, a little bit, I would say, more mature. I would say more universal, if you want, more complete for the moment than other players. Even if, a few other guys can clearly, compete with him still in this tournament and in the next events, but I like the way he plays. I really like.
I think he made the less mistakes, we can say, right? And actually, if I don't remember exactly whether was he losing and he was winning instead or very drawish game, but probably there was. But I know that he had a winning position against Gukash, which he did not win, which probably influenced him. And actually, he lost his next game after that. So it is clear that we cannot say that he was only lucky. And actually, to win a tournament, you should be, you should have some luck, especially when there are 19 rounds to go. And
at least I don't remember him being, so to say, blindly lucky. Just totally lost position and somebody drops a piece. This I don't remember. Okay, he had a shaky moment, even in one of the games where his opponent, she could, first of all, she lost this endgame, which was totally drawn. At some point, she could have trapped his queen. Yeah, he had a couple of shaky moments like that, but it's difficult to avoid it in such a long tournament. But all in all, quite impressive play. Also like, his style that, especially when he's low on time, he makes good moves. You can clearly see that his feeling for the game is really, it's really on the top level. He still needs to improve. He's still not on the top, but has very, very good prospects to be a real top player. That's my feeling.
Actually, we also have a team score.
Do we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was not relevant anymore, no?
Well, it is still relevant. I understand why you're saying it, but for the moment, it's 86 against 79. So my team increased the lead, but still there are more than 500 games to go during the different challenging tours, which going to be coming up. There is other 3 tours that going to be in June, July, and August. And the finals will be announced only later, which the 8 best players will qualify to the finals, which is going to be a knockout system. But for now, the most important thing that in this, the Polgar Challenge, which is the first part of this Julius Baer Challengers Chess Tour, is going to be finished within 2 hours or so, because it's the fourth day. A lot of excitement, a lot of stressful moments for the players. And of course, there are a lot at stake. First of all, who is going to win this event is going to collect $3,000. But for a talented player who is going to be winning this tournament, which is worth at least the same or more than the money, that he will have the opportunity to be part of the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour in the next stage. So that would be a great thing to follow, I think, for us, how the winner will be performing in that tournament as well, because it's going to be extremely challenging. And I think it will be also very interesting for the top elite players to see a youngster, well, possibly it will be Prague playing, but of course we cannot say that. Yeah.
But any of the three who still has chances, Prague, Nodirbek, or Vincent, they wouldn't be an easy opponent, even for top players. I mean, okay, we shouldn't expect them to win this tournament, of course, with all the top players playing, but they will bite. They will bite some people there, I'm sure.
Yeah, so of course there are a lot of things what the participants are receiving. Also, they are receiving a weekly training session by 3 grandmasters from your team and 3 from my team. So we do hope that with this event we can a little bit push ahead the talents, girls and boys who are participating, to increase their level of play compared to their play now, when they finish the tournament, which is going to take 5 months, about 5 months, they're going to be receiving lessons, advices, and from us also. And this, I hope, will help them to develop their knowledge and also keep their motivation as well. Because nowadays, in the last 1 year, for the youngsters, it must have been extremely difficult to be playing online only tournaments, because it must be very difficult. I can't even imagine myself being a teenager, and if I would have to stay at home for a whole year and playing online tournaments. Can you imagine, Vladimir?
I mean, in my junior years, I was brought up in Soviet Union, and I didn't have too many chances to play. In fact, I was not playing much, like maybe 40, 50 games a year. When I was a kid, I would have probably played more if I could, but there were not so many tournaments. So for me, it was kind of okay, but it's true, nowadays it's so dynamic, and of course they play a lot of online blitz, I mean, I guess with each other and so on, but it's not the same. You need to feel this training games, so to say, friendly games or tournament game, even if it's just an online tournament, but still, this pressure of an official event where it qualifier and the whole world is watching it. It's totally different. So that is it's very important that they get the opportunity to play the official event. That this pressure which they will feel during their whole career, that they don't forget what it is playing a tournament, official tournament, and having this stress, and playing and, dealing with it.
How were you handling the stress, the tension, the pressure? Actually, was it you who put the pressure on yourself, or was it your coaches, your parents?
Me, myself, I was putting it on myself, but somehow, I was lucky always. Maybe it's just part of my character that, I would always kind of, I was dealing well with pressure somehow. I since my childhood, even when I was stressed under pressure, I was still, kind of keeping my senses together, somehow managing to keep control. I mean, I very rarely there were situations when I would just collapse under pressure. But that is maybe something of a nature, and that is maybe luck that because I know that most of the, especially young players, for them it's a very difficult hurdle to overtake. Very difficult problem to solve is how to play under pressure in a tense situation. For me, fortunately, that one was not a big problem. It was never a big problem.
This is probably a very fortunate character trait for you, that you were not pressing yourself too hard and you could solve it. Because I think it is with prodigies that they put a lot of pressure from any direction, parents, coaches, maybe even governments. I mean, when there are really, really great support, it might be the pressure coming from different parts. But of course, if you put pressure on yourself and that motivates you, that can be still okay. And even,
but in a way, I was lucky that I was born in Soviet Union, and nobody was really putting too much pressure on me personally, even if I was one of the most talented kids. But there were others, I mean, nobody cared. If you don't manage it, there will be another. There is a big queue who will. So nobody was putting pressure personally exactly on me, and I was somehow I never, again, it's very important, as I mentioned already. I always liked chess. So, of course, I always wanted to score well, and I cared a lot about the result. But for me, already a chance to play chess, that was already very important. And, it was never, since my childhood, never only about the results. So that's why, somehow, I would say maybe it's luck, but I never had this problem. And I saw quite many kids, who didn't become whom they could become, I mean, they could have done much better if not this issue with the pressure.
Yeah, I think you're maybe not the only one, but very few who can say that this kind of development was in his or her life, that there was not real pressure from outside, but actually it was you yourself who was putting the pressure. So this way you could really give a great push to yourself.
No, I mean, of course, I had a bit of a pressure from my father, I remember, but...
until what age?
I don't know, until 14, 15 maybe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I took it easy, look, it's okay, yeah. I mean, philosophically, I understand my father, he wants to do the best. He did a lot for me to help me in my chess career, but I understood, okay, it's fine. I would listen to him. I would definitely be very polite, but I would do my own thing.
So actually, how did you study chess? From books only?
At the beginning, yes, because I was born in a province, in Russian province, Soviet Union at that time, and there was hardly any really strong chess players there. I can tell I became our town, which is like 70,000 people population, I became a man champion at the age of 8 or 9. So it was not a chess mech, as you understand. But there were not so many also chess books in our local bookstore. And but I remember my first, when my father, he showed me chess, and I seemed to kind of pick it up and like it. And I asked him to buy some book. And the first book, I remember, okay, maybe only the rules of chess, maybe some book. But then the first real book was the best games of Karpov, because he was the world champion at that time. Yeah, and there was no other book in our bookshop, a chess book. And I remember I studied a lot of Karpov games, and that maybe influenced my style, actually.
Determined your style of chess.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, maybe if by chance in our local bookstore, the only book will be Tal's best games, maybe I will be playing like Kasparov, I don't know. but it happened to be Karpov, and then then somehow I remember I studied it day and night, all these games, I enjoyed them, and probably it gave me this taste of positional chess and kind of classical positional chess.
So let's move to the board, but before that, I invite our next guest, who is actually from India. He's a great grandmaster, and he was the second, or maybe is still a second of Anand. And I think he's a coach. He's a freshly father. Please welcome Surya Ganguly. Hi, welcome.
Hi, Judith. Hi, Vladimir.
Hi, Surya.
Can you hear me clearly?
Sorry?
Can you hear me clearly?
Yes. Mm-hmm. And actually, you are one of my coach. I'm very happy to have you on board with us. And you are the coach of two Indian players as well, Gukesh and Nihal Sarin. So we are going to be talking about your opinion about them. And also two girls, Sarah, who is just playing against Prague in this game, and Zasaya Abdumalik also. So can you tell just a few sentences about your team, and then we go on to the board? What's happening?
Sure. So Gukesh and Nihal, of course, I know them quite well. I mean, we played lots of bullets. I have an interesting story to share about Nihal. That in Isle of Man, at the end of the FIDE Grand Swiss, I saw Nihal is playing blitz, and I wanted to try some over-the-board bullet with him. So I said, I've never played bullet as such, so let's play bullet. He says, no bullet today. We'll play 10+1. I'm like, seriously, after this closing ceremony, you want to play 10 minutes with additional of 1 minute? He said, no. 10+1 is 10 seconds plus 1 second. So yeah, anyways, I'm having lots of fun and good training with Nihal, Gukesh, Sara, and Zansaya. And these kids are extremely talented and strong, hardworking, and above all, they're like really good human beings. So that's what I think matters the most at the end of the day. So I have huge respect for all of them. And yeah, we have only had 2 sessions so far. And it's a 6 months training program, so I'm pretty sure we'll be having lots of training sessions, and the journey will be good.
Okay, well, probably you didn't hear our previous discussions with Artur, where Artur and Vladimir was heavily saying that bullet chess is only bullet and not chess, and they are very much against it, and actually I can agree with that. So actually, it's we have to talk.
No, I'm not against it, Judith. I'm for it. I mean, Syria, play. I mean, during this 6 months, just keep on playing bullet with your guys. Please, I ask you.
I won't. No, Judith, I saw one of Vladimir's, was it video or interview where, he's talking with these Indian kids. And I saw one video where he's teaching them how to press chess clock, like gently. Yeah. And another video I think I saw an interview, I don't remember this, where he says, why are you playing bullet? Just press the clock, yeah? Don't make moves. Just
press I've told this story. I've shared this story today, exactly, yeah. Because I think for bullet, it's just absolutely unnecessary and even counterproductive to have a chessboard. It's just too much buzzing. I mean, no point, yeah.
Okay, so before we go on to some important details and advices by you, and I would like to ask some things regarding your being second of Anand and your career and so on. Let's see what is happening between Prague and Sara. It's not so bad for black, is it?
I think white has a knight b5 looks very, very logical to me.
Sure.
I thought at some point black was really doing well. Now it's kind of more comfortable for white. I mean, even if it's not easy to win. But I think, I have a feeling Prague is a bit under pressure, a bit. Because knight b5 is such a natural move and he took almost a minute, it took him to play this move. I think he's maybe a bit nervous,
Oh, and black's both bishops are bad, somehow. And there are no good breaks.
Yeah, that's the point that in this position, even a6, knight d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, it looks like not so many pieces on the board, but it's still unpleasant because, both bishops are not good, and then white will probably start attacking the pawns on the queen side, like queen b4 next or something. But of course, black is still very solid.
It's interesting that in the position like black can play f6, g5, h4, but all of them are good for nothing. I mean, you have all these 3 breaks which you can do, but it just leads you nowhere.
Yeah, bishop d7 is a good move, yeah, at least to take and to put pawn on e6, and it's very difficult for white to make a real progress, yeah?
Yeah.
I
Maybe
guess,
bishop f1?
Yeah, I'm thinking that once you play e6, then maybe I will try some h3, g4 at some point. I mean, at some point. Yeah, bishop f1. The question, if I manage bishop to d3, I don't want to change another pair of rooks. Yeah, rook c8, maybe like rook e1 or rook d1, and then bishop d3. I need my rook there because I control all the c line. And then I would need my rook to attack on the king side. Otherwise, if you change another pair of rooks, it will be very difficult to do something. No, he took ed. It's a very strange decision to my
this is a strange decision.
Yeah.
But now maybe bishop f5, can I go?
Yeah.
It
I guess
doesn't
he wants
seem
bishop a3, yeah? He wants to get his bishop there and kind of annoy a bit this pawn, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, h3. She went e6, rook c8 instead, yeah? With bishop on d7. It also makes sense, just more solid, yeah? More solid approach. Yeah, I don't like ed. Now I don't see how white is going to play for a win, really. Because now it will be difficult to remove the rook from the c file because black will go queen c7. And if you change one pair of rook, the position
What if I
becomes
try to get some f5 at some point as white, and you take, and then I try to take the h pawn?
But you mean now the question, do you change rooks or not?
Ideally, I wasn't going to, but yeah, but then queen c7 and not
Queen
in time
c7
to
very quickly, yeah, queen gets to c2.
Okay.
Yeah, now take queen c8. Or objectively, it is very drawish. But of course, white can still try. White has a bit better bishop, even if it's even maybe queen e8 trying to play bishop b5 maybe makes sense. It's a bit risky, but
then queen c7, no?
Yeah, bishop b5. I wanted to maybe to give a perpetual if I can. Yeah, take queen b5 check, and maybe I'll be in time to give perpetual. Maybe. Not quite sure. Yeah, maybe king e1 running there. Yeah. Oh, she played bishop f8. Yeah.
Also looks okay, no?
Yeah, must be.
But maybe now if I take and go bishop a6, but you might play. Let's say take and go bishop a6, trying to keep control.
I thought king takes, maybe.
Yeah, so bishop a6. The question is, can you play b5 or not?
It's a bit risky, but maybe
But
even
actually,
b5,
even queen f8, I think it's possible, because queen c7, queen b4.
And you're sure it's perpetual?
Sure, yeah?
Yeah, could be. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Might be a perpetual, yeah.
And actually, queen c7 is on the board.
But queen b take king g2, queen d2, king h3, queen d1. No, there is no perpetual. Yeah?
Queen e4, no?
Maybe king starts to run, yeah? King e2, king e2. I don't know about queen g1. I mean, also, yes, all those pawns are very tasty. Check, king f3. Maybe I can escape. Yeah, that's what is happening. Yeah, on the board.
This is on the board already, yeah? Queen e4, check.
Well, frankly, there was absolutely no need for black to do it, yeah? But probably it might be enough. Anyways. But still, king e2, check, king f3, queen c3, and king g2, back, yeah? Queen c2, king g1, and king h1. Yeah.
No, but then at the end I have queen f2. No, queen
b5. Queen b5.
Queen b5.
Yes, king g2.
Well, this was very nice, actually.
Yeah, but yeah, not quite difficult to understand why Black had to go for it. Yeah, what was the point? But it seems that it's probably winning now for White.
Maybe Black should simply take on A2 and.
No, but what about Queen C2, King G1? You go, right?
Queen G1, yeah, and then King H1 and Queen B5. I have, yeah. It seems.
Well, this is what we call unnecessary mistakes.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Only 24 seconds.
So after Queen C5 check, King H1, can I play A6 or it's too much? No, it doesn't make sense. Yeah, because after Queen F2 you can check and take. No, doesn't make sense.
He went King G2 for
he just wants to repeat.
Yeah, again time.
Well, frankly, you still have to win it. I mean, it's not so trivial.
A2.
After Queen F2, Queen B5, Queen A2, yeah, maybe, yeah. I mean, it's still not so simple, this position. A6.
Yeah, she played A6, but A6 is not, it's not threatening anything, yeah?
Queen F2.
No, then Queen C8, Queen A6.
Yeah. You mean to play A4 here or something? That's a bit too much, maybe.
That's a bit too much.
But it's a good try. It's a good try. Yeah, Queen B7. Yeah, Queen B7 is good. Yeah. In fact, you should have probably go for Queen F2, Queen takes A2. Yeah.
Because now I'm not even getting the A2 pawn, no? Queen A6.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
So now this is
now
lost.
It's just over, yeah.
Now this is lost.
Yeah. So a little bit of luck this time, but
yeah, this is completely over.
Well, this is when we say that if they give something to you, take it.
Yeah.
Should we take some other games?
Yes, that will probably.
Well, Nadir Back won his game already, but he's not going to be happy that he's not.
It seems that Murzin is winning again, yeah? Yet another game.
So Prague is champion in any case, right?
If he wins, which he will.
Yeah.
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 Volodya won already. Well, here there is not much chance anymore.
I think Kamer, he won against whom? Against Avander. Avander has a difficult day today, yeah?
So I have got 4 students in team Judit, and also from team Kramnik, Prague and Christopher Yu. They are part of the pro chess training where I'm the trainer. So it's kind of also I'm teaching them in another platform, yeah.
Oh.
Okay. And what is Gukesh? Let's check about the rest of the game. Gukesh, yeah.
It's not going to be easy for him to win against Christopher this position.
Yes.
Actually, is it winning? It can't be winning.
It
if
is.
I can make king to d4 and queen to d2, how do you maintain?
Yeah, it is winning. Yeah, I mean, if White would have pawn on e3, rook on d4, that is much more difficult, if possible at all. But this, with a pawn on e4, now it's lost.
By
even
the way,
even queen takes e3
queen
idea.
takes e4. No, but even queen takes e4 is winning.
Yeah,
I just take queen takes e4.
Yeah,
queen e3.
No, queen takes e4.
Even queen e4 wins in some situations.
Right in this position, queen takes e4. Takes king g2 and some g6, yeah?
And why is that winning?
Yes,
F5, F4.
King f3, f5, f4.
Yeah, but I mean, of course, if you play it, you play it like this, king d4, and I guess just you're losing the e pawn.
Yeah. Although queen takes e4 was very straightforward as well.
I understand, but if you have 20 seconds...
you don't want to win with after that you ruin or something.
Yeah, and then you miss some...
I just got curious because, in that position after queen takes e4, I could play king f1 and then, who knows, I'm getting my king to e2.
Yeah, who knows, but...
We just talked the other day about it, that to win winning positions is a class.
Sure.
And all of us has stories about that.
Yes.
I heard that when Vladimir said, he had more winning position that he spoiled as compared to losing position he survived because of, he was saying he was not getting that many losing position due to the opening preparation.
Yeah. That he admitted.
Yeah.
Queen f1?
Queen f1, queen f2 is over.
Mm-hmm.
Well, queen c5 is also not bad, forcing things.
Yeah.
Okay, that game is over. So
let's see what is still
Prag is still playing, no?
No.
Over.
No. Let's see if he won already. Yeah, this is the final position.
Good. So we can congratulate Prag with a victory in this tournament. Fully deserved victory.
Very convincing.
Fully deserved. Extremely convincing. 15 points out of 18 games, which means that he won the tournament already before the last round. So his last round game, he can do whatever he wants.
But still, Judith, still this game, I'm sure he will try hard, because it's a principal game, It's with one of the main concurrent of junior chess, and I'm sure that it's not only about the first place or second place, it's also a game of players who might be playing a lot in future, and so I'm sure Nodirbek will try his best to win, and it will be a good fight.
Absolutely. I think it's very clear that they are going to play for their life, because Nodirbek wants to show it that he should be there fighting for the first place. He wants to show it that he was unfortunate in the last few games, and actually he missed the round before, right? That was a really big blunder what he made. He's not only ruined his winning position to draw, but actually he blundered, so he lost the game in the worst possible moment of the tournament, I must say, or at least the most painful moment of the tournament, that he missed this blunder. But so I'm pretty sure that we're going to see a huge clash between those two great talents.
In a way, for Nodirbek, it's a chance to kind of prove to himself, first of all, that actually he should have won it. I mean, he was not worse, just was a bit less lucky, so to say. But if he doesn't win, then there are no questions. Who was the best player in the tournament? Then there is nothing to discuss anymore. So that is, I think it's a good enough motivation for him to fight hard in this game.
Okay, there are two more games running in round 18 between Olga and Gunay. A few seconds left. Rook hand game, what else? We had so many rook hand games. We all know how important the knowledge in that, because we can go wrong in any minute, and until we didn't win the game, it can cause some surprises, though not in this game, I guess. So black won. And then Paulina against Jonas is the last game running. So black is trying to checkmate in some way, I guess.
King c4 maybe.
King c4? Yeah.
Rook f1, you have to...
But it looks very different.
Well, I wouldn't bet on white.
Yeah.
Rook f2, rook e1, and then rook f4 if you want.
Yeah, king b5 is safe.
Why not rook e1? Rook f4. King b5, king a4. That was also not bad.
Oh, this is completely open.
Black is playing extremely careful. I'm not sure. Why not king b3?
Yeah, I would say king a4. I would play king a4, of course, instead of king a8.
This is too careful.
Yeah, just to mate. Yeah.
And now it is going really down.
Well, now it's not much risk.
I don't even see any stalemate idea here.
Yeah, well, I also immediately started to search for stalemate ideas. So that is mate. That is not
there is only mate, no stalemate. Well, this was an exciting round again, and well, we have our winner, right, of the tournament.
Yeah, let's have a look at this. What is the standing now?
Quite amazing. Give me a second until I can tell you. So after round 9 of the Julius Baer
19th maybe, yeah?
Chess Tour, sorry?
19th, after round 19th. Yeah.
No, this is 18th.
18th, okay, sorry.
18th. So the winner is Pragnananda from India with score 15 points, and second and third tying is Abdusattorov and Keimer Vincent. Actually, Vincent did an incredible play in the last 2 days. He really brought himself up to second, third place by now. They have 13.5 points. And then Gukesh, Murzin, and Nihal, they are tied of 3 of them with 13 points. So for the second place, there is still
big fight for the second
happenings
place
there. So they fight for some money and pride and prestige. I have to say that the players are still going to be fighting, but of course, now we can say that Pragnananda will be receiving the wild card for the big Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, which is going to be, I think, 2 weeks from now. So we can see him really perform against
he's going to play right in the next one already.
Yes.
Yeah? That's very good.
Whenever they play, they win. They play in the next tournament of the Champions Chess Tour. So this will be very exciting. I will be following it very closely because definitely he's one of the participants who has a great chance that one day we are going to see him as playing for the World Championship title. Maybe this is exaggerating, but maybe not.
No. Yeah, not exaggerating. It's possible. It's not exaggerating. It's not given, but it's possible. I mean, his talent is really on the scale of the guys whom we all know. Yeah, it's this scale of talent. Then to realize this talent, that is another issue. But he's got huge talent.
I don't know personally him, but both of you know him very well. Can you share with us your views? First, I ask Surya, since when do you know him? When did you see yourself that he's so great potential for being a great player?
So Prag I got to know from Ramesh, of course. I mean, Ramesh is his coach. And it was Ramesh who first told me about Prag, and then we met a number of times. And what always impressed me is his love for the game. He's always excited. I mean, you give him any puzzle and he's instantly he's into it. So the passion, that is what I respect the most on Prag. Of course, he has huge talent and everything, but he's never tired. You can give him any position and he's always he wants to solve. He wants to work hard. So we have lots of, we are in some WhatsApp group where we are giving positions to each other. And it's always challenging with these kids because you give them some challenging position, they will not only solve it, but they will make sure, they give you a tough position as well. So they're very fighting.
So he has the fighting spirit.
He has tremendous fighting spirit. In Prague, I think his attitude is huge. I almost never saw him playing for, making a short draw, playing for draw. He just wants to play. It doesn't matter who he is playing. He simply wants to play.
Can you tell?
Actually, just my couple of words. He reminds me so much of young Vichy. So much in everything, in a character, in a way. He's very light. He's kind of very, it seems to me very sharp, light, quick, And this passion of chess, I fully agree. Yeah, and this kind of sharpness, this wishes. When I saw Prague for the first time, and I could see, okay, this is really okay. We will see if he will achieve as much as Vishy. Of course, that's not easy. Let's put it this way. But yeah, very much. And I think his chess is kind of also pretty much reminds me of Vishy. Yeah? Also this universal, sharp, quick, with a good sense of dynamic, with a good feeling of a position. So to me, it's somehow I felt like Vishy, it's a reincarnation of Vishy, even if Vishy is still there and still playing chess, but it's very much reminding me Vishy at this age. And I played first time with Anand when he was 17. And I remember him more or less at this age.
And Surya, do you know his family? How supportive is his parents? And I don't know if he has siblings.
No, his parents are very supporting. Of course, he has a sister, right? Vaishali. Yeah. She's also a very strong player.
She's a very good player. Yeah, I was surprised. She's a very good player, by the way. You have to really watch out. I hope maybe she could be invited in this. She's very talented. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I must say, like, huge credit and respect to Ramesh, who taught Prague from the very early age. And initially there were no sponsors, there were financial issues, so Ramesh took care of everything, as far as I know. And the good part is, they're friends. Like, I have seen even many interesting, funny videos of Prague, which I cannot show. I'll be murdered then, like Prague dancing and all. So I cannot do that. But he's a very jolly kid, and we all like him. By the way, I wanted to say that for the first time when I played Prague, it was in our office tournament. So we all work in some sort of petroleum company. I'm in Indian Oil. Hari Krishna is in BPCL. So Prague is in ONGC. It's also another petroleum company. And we have this office tournament which is the strongest tournament in India right now. Apart from Vishy, everyone plays there. There is Vidit, Hari, Hampi, Sashi, me, Adiban. Everybody is playing there. And there, for the first time I played Prague, I don't know how old was he. He was like really a kid, maybe 11 or something. And that was the time I understood his rapid strength. The game ended in a draw. I barely survived. And so that was our first game.
Did you play with him, Vlad?
No, I haven't played, but I remember I was extremely impressed for the first time I saw him playing rapid chess. I think it was in Lyon. He played with Wesley So, and he lost the match, but he was like 12, the kid is just 12, and it's okay, of course, Wesley is Wesley, of course, the kid is talented, but he lost the match, but it was very tight match. I mean, it was really not easy for Wesley, and that was for me, when I saw how he plays, okay, I immediately became clear to me that this guy, you have really to follow this guy, because that's very rarely you see at the age of 12. I mean, I saw only maybe with Magnus when you could see such a level at the age of 12. I mean, you immediately know that this guy will be really top player. I mean, then it's about world champion or not. And I think I was extremely impressed by his play at that age. And then we had 2 sessions with him, and they just was the proof that, of course, there are other very, very big talents. Also, Gukesh, is very, very talented. But clear Prague is a guy. I mean, let's say let him not hear it, but he's going to be top 10 player, no doubt. I have zero doubt. I told it immediately to the coach of Indian coach. This guy is going to be top 10. This is even if we don't do anything. Even if he just plays and then more, okay, that depends. But it's clear that the scale of a talent of Prague is the scale of a champion or challenger. Yeah, that is this scale.
Well,
talking about Magnus, I have a funny story with this. So I'm playing in Dubai Open. This is back in 2004. And I'm paired with some 13-year-old kid or 12-year-old kid. And he comes with his, slippers on his hands, some raisins. I'm playing Magnus, of course. and he crushes me very badly. Yeah? He's white. We get some Tromposki. He crushes me very badly. And I'm very upset. Come on, how can I lose with this 13-year-old kid? So Vladimirov comes to me, and he was our trainer for a long time for Indian team. So Vladimirov comes to me and says, Surya, don't worry. You should not feel upset. I am telling you, you lost to a future world champion. Of course, such thing, doesn't give you consolation right after the game.
Yeah.
But okay, I heard him. After 2 days, Vladimirov is playing Magnus, 19 moves, Magnus wins. I go to Vladimirov and say, don't worry, you lost to a future world champion.
Yeah, I had the same story with Sergei Dolmatov, who was a very strong player, and he was my coach also at that time. And okay, we are by that time we already stopped working, but we are still good friends. And he lost to Magnus, to 12 years old Magnus, also in Aeroflot Open, like in 20 moves with black.
Yes.
And of course we couldn't. Of course, immediately I called him. So oh yeah, everybody was laughing, and he was telling us, "Come on, this boy is amazing." And okay, we were just teasing him, but then of course me and I told him, of course I understand, I see that this kid is amazing. I mean, there is nothing shameful to lose to him, but please give me this pleasure to tease you a bit, yeah.
Well, the game will start just in a few seconds. I think we are away from, we see the players. They are absolutely focused. I'm pretty sure Prague thinks that, okay, so now I can play without pressure. But of course, there's some pressure how they will be playing this game out, because Nodirbek is the best performer in this tournament if we are looking at it. Now they are tying together with Vincent, who actually won his last 7 games. So he's in his form. We can't say anything. So he made a great performance yesterday and today already. And well, we'll see who is going to be the runner-up of this tournament at the end.
Do you think Prague will play the Sicilian Classical with H5 instead of D6 again? By the way, Vladimir, what is your opinion on that?
I think it's excellent for one game, but never ever again. That's my opinion. No, but frankly, yeah, I think the only problem of Prague, his opening yet, especially with black, is a bit shaky. I find a bit, not to the level of his chess already. So if he improves his openings, maybe. Plays on top of his sharp, which suits him a lot, all those sharp openings, but also maybe learn something a bit more solid as well. That would be, make him improve even more. Yeah.
Sure. By the way, this H5 idea was actually, the inspiration is Arvind Chidambaram, who is also a 2600 player, and they are very good friends. So Arvind also played in classical tournaments. I think this H5 move. I think that's why Prague picked it.
Okay. I thought Bishop E2 looks very solid after H5.
Sure.
But okay, I guess there is no complete refutation of H5. Yeah. And still, I believe probably he will not play it in classical chess. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
So what is the theory? Do you know, Syria, the position of Nodirbek and Prague?
No, I have. It's not on my knowledge. But I mean, optically, it doesn't look bad for black. Looks fine, I guess.
I mean, yeah, after Bishop E2, for sure, it must be fine.
Yeah. I guess the point is, okay, if I take, it's slightly difficult for me to castle, yes, black.
But I can take and play D4. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking, and then try to get Bishop E6.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's that's also quite good. Yeah, no, it's clear black is having very good position. Yeah,
I don't see any problem for black at all.
Yeah, it's probably
now you can always take. Yeah, but he doesn't want to take.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I would take, because now white can take and play knight B1 at least. Yeah. I like bishops. I will just take, play H6, Bishop E6, and smile. I mean, take Rook E8, Bishop E6. Yeah. Because now white must probably take on D4 and
take
play knight B1, something like that. Yeah. So, but for Nordirbeck, it is an important game. Yeah, there is a lot of pressure because he might even, if he loses, let's say, he might even not be in top 4. Yeah, theoretically.
Well, Gukesh and Murzin and Nihal has 13, and Vincent has 13.5 as he does.
Yeah, I mean, what is at stake for coming in top 4 or finishing second? What is the special prize?
I think it's the same. I think it's the same tie-break system. That first it's against the result against each other. And the prize is the winner is taking $3,000, the second one $1,750, third $1,250,000. So it's still they are playing for money as well.
Yeah, but it's not about money.
It's not about money.
It's not about money. It's actually, it always makes difference, especially when you play against your main concurrents, in junior chess. There is a difference between being second or fourth, let's say.
Of course.
Much more than $500 or $1,000. Yeah.
And also it's important that if, let's say, he wins, he will feel kind of a winner, and it will be a very bad feeling for Prague to finish the tournament that way. So probably after that he wouldn't be so happy as a winner should be. Yeah. But his position is pretty okay, so there is not there is no sign of that, I think.
I still find a little strange, why he's instead of bishop d6, what do you think? Why wouldn't he just take on e2 and rook e8? I mean, I like 2 bishops, or bishop e6. Why not to keep 2 bishops?
It's interesting. I was seeing another game by Prague today where he was black and he was also giving bishop on f4. Was it with Janzai or Sara?
Yeah.
Also similar, Like,
it was against Abdamulik.
Yeah, Janzai.
Yeah.
It also reminds me of Jan Vischer, because he liked knights. He liked very much knights, and he still even admitted that he likes knights a lot. But
old Vischer also likes knight.
Yeah, but bishops are still bishops, because I know take rook e8. Because now once you change one bishop, of course black is perfectly fine, but here I would consider black to be kind of.
But maybe he considers
slightly better,
But maybe he considers that he played bishop d6 and bishop g3 was played, that he has time for grabbing the bishop pair on e2.
But then you will at least change the second bishop, I mean, of course, black is still doing very well, but again, matter of taste if you want, especially when you already won the tournament. It's really a matter of taste, even more than usual.
Well, we have some interesting games. We have also
quite an interesting game, Kamer against Christopher Yu.
Yes.
This looks really interesting,
It looks like very good for white, isn't it?
It looks like pawn up,
At first sight, but it's not. Of course, it's not as simple. I understand.
Yeah, it's not so easy, because if the bishop moves away, then white will take on e5, black will take on e5, and bishop takes d7. I guess it's not. Black has some play, Here, must
g5.
Yeah, or maybe even rook d7, queen on e6.
Also bishop g5.
Yeah, I thought maybe of playing queen e6 or f6. Even.
Maybe bishop h4.
Bishop h4, maybe, Yeah, or even queen e6 is not so easy. Bishop gets to c5. It's typical compensation, Yeah, you can just go bishop c5, for instance. Usually black has enough play, my experience shows in such positions. Take rook d1, queen g4.
Yeah.
Must have enough play for the pawn.
I was getting tempted to play c4 and rook d5 instead of taking on d7, but maybe not much.
Yeah, c4,
I thought to play rook d4, actually.
It's actually, very clever.
Vladimir's influence.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe on this queen g4 anyway.
Queen G4.
Or Queen G3,
no? Queen G6 I take.
H3. Yes, but after this, then Rook D7, the king on D7 is not so nice, is it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, maybe Rook D4, you can try to take Bishop D4 and Queen G6, yeah? You're kind of forcing Rook E1 and then maybe F6, so
F5,
it's quite,
F6.
yeah, it's quite sharp, quite unclear, yeah. Or maybe F6 not because of E6, but
E6.
maybe, yeah, even Rook takes D4 has to be considered. It's quite unclear, yeah.
He took on D7, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So Rook D7 will happen, I guess. Also, Queen D7 is a possibility.
Yeah, Bishop G5, Queen D3. Then Rook D1. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's actually nice.
But Queen D7 and Rook E8 is an option, yeah.
Bishop G5. This is on the board?
Yeah. Bishop E7. Right. I would like my bishop to C5, yeah. Normally.
To keep the bishop pair.
Yeah, this I don't like so much because now if I was white, I would play Rook D1, take on A7, and then Rook to D4. It looks already promising for white.
Yeah.
I think it's conceptually not great. I don't know why all these young guys, they give up to bishops so easily, yeah? I don't know what is this new trend. But
I think this will be happening in the game as well because Rook D1 was played, Queen E6.
But now
what about
Rook D4, yeah? Now what is the problem?
Knight D4 Knight D4 is very interesting, yeah? But then you have
Queen E5.
Queen E5, F4, Queen C5.
Queen C5.
Yeah. Still I can take an E5, but it's not so much. Yeah.
But why can't I take on E7 now and play Rook D4, Rook D1?
Yeah, that's what I wanted.
That's what our original plan.
Yeah, but then maybe Black will play C5, even if C5 is a bit weakening, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Still, you can try to attack the B6 pawn, but it's not so easy.
Well, maybe actually it's the best move, but what if I can come back and play C4, Rook D5? If I can make that, then it's over.
Probably Black will...
Play previous move or not? So that takes and you go Queen E4? No, C5, Rook D5, you take Rook takes D5.
Rook D5, yeah, I also had this idea, but Rook takes D5.
Rook D4 was played.
Yes, C5, yeah, if Rook D1, I want just to take and play Rook D8 probably, just to change everything and maybe...
It's not so easy with white to...
Yeah, I agree.
To win by one tempi.
No, Rook D5, Rook into D5 is a cold shower. Because if you take with bishop, at least something, I get Queen E4, C4.
Yeah. Well, what white can do is always to put the pawn on F3, to give up E5 pawn and to put the one on F3 and then A4, knight to C4 positionally at some point. But yeah, it's no big deal, yeah. So maybe let's come back to the Prague's game,
I think something went really badly for white to have his knight on A3.
Yeah.
Oh, how the knight came to A3? He took on D4 and then knight B1, knight D1. But I thought you wanted the knight on D2, no?
Oh, Rook A2. Oy.
Oy.
But strangely enough, it's quite solid still, yeah, this position. I mean, here, let's say white is playing like bishop F3, so how to...
Well, bishop G4, maybe I would even exchange.
I would go G5 or something, yeah.
G5, I also thought.
Yeah, just
for a second.
To open up this. Because, yeah, white cannot really take on E7, Queen E7 comes. So G5 just always to try to have G4 at the right moment.
Yeah, it looks so dominating. Yeah? I mean, the bishop on F3 and knight on A3 both are kind of totally out of play. And I don't have C3 also anytime. Like C3, C4, just no breaks. Yeah?
I think I feel Garry Kasparov playing G5 here in a second, you know. It's, but it's a good move because this G4 idea, potentially is always there, yeah? So, because I thought maybe white's plan is to play King F1 or take on A7, Rook E1, something like that. But then this g4 might come at the right moment.
Well, it's still not played.
What if I try to change rooks now? Let's say I play. Should I take and play king f1 or first king f1?
If you take king f1, then I want g4, yeah, maybe. Or you want to go bishop e2.
I thought bishop e2 and then rook e1, bishop d1, try to crawl
yeah.
out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a question, yeah, if you are in time to do it. Yeah. So takes, queen e7, king f1. I can... And I try to stop it somehow, yeah, to stop you from playing rook e1. I mean, I was thinking like bishop g4, because this knight endgame, because, yeah, if you take, you cannot play rook e1, and if you don't take, then I take an h5, yeah, then you... But then my d pawn is also weak, yeah, so it's hard to say.
Yeah, knight b1 back.
And then I drive my knight to c6, yeah, probably it's not so clear. Yeah. Takes,
by the way, something similar happened in the game.
Yeah, he went bishop g4 immediately. That maybe is, yeah, maybe.
So the point is I cannot take on play queen f4 because of mate. And if I
mate.
start with queen f4, by the way, what is the tactics then?
I think you maybe take queen b4.
But take gf3 and queen b4.
Queen b4 is very, yeah, king f1, and now, yeah, the question is if white will manage rook e1. It still doesn't, you know.
Well, probably
guarantee.
bishop f3 and queen e6.
Then still rook e1.
Rook e1,
I'm not sure
right?
the check is so dangerous.
King f1 is played.
Not easy, yeah, to find.
How is take and knight d7? So my idea is if you play rook e1, I take and play knight e5, knight c6, and pick up the a5 pawn.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
That's a nice.
Yeah, that's played. Yeah.
And knight d7 is played because now even f4 I can still go knight b8 and knight c6. Yeah? Once my knight comes to c6, protects d4, and also I'm attacking a5.
But what about if queen f4, queen b4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So king g2 is played.
But now that is already, I mean, when you give up the line, now white doesn't really have any play. Yeah? I would try maybe h5, trying to go h4.
Yeah,
that's also
h4, yeah. But even knight b8, knight c6.
Knight b8, knight c6.
Yeah, I mean, it's a logical continuation. This was his plan, to put his knight on c6.
What do you think about moves like, let's say, c4? If I want to open up a bit.
dc.
Knight c4? dc3. Yeah, both are DC, yeah.
Yeah, that's probably the move to play. Yeah, at least to get the knight back to into
kind of the only move, right?
Doesn't.
Yeah, and then now try to get knight c2. Yeah.
Yeah, knight c2 somehow.
But I don't know. Queen e2.
Queen e2. Yeah, this
takes knight e3.
c4 was also played in the game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, white has to react, right?
Mm-hmm. No, this looks like now the a3 knight is finally coming in the game.
Yeah. Now it looks decent for white. Even though dc4 maybe, in fact, dc4, knight c4, knight c6. Yeah, because you still have the e line.
But you don't. I mean, it's so difficult to play when he takes c4 when the knight is on a3.
DC queen takes c3 was played. I quite like bc3, but okay, queen c3, knight c6, knight c2.
Now this looks like it's fizzling out. Yeah?
Maybe still not so easy. I have like queen d8.
Knight d4.
You have knight d4. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Even there, of course, take rook e2, you can still try, but
it's not much. It's not
much,
so serious, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this game stands for a draw.
Yeah, now white have solved all his problems, it seems.
So let's see how Keimer is doing. Well, he's doing pretty good. Well, black is in big trouble, isn't he?
Big? A bit of a trouble, yeah, but maybe it's still not easy, yeah, for white to...
If black can change queens, it should be fine, no? Then I have some...
But it's far away from that, isn't it?
True, true.
I'd be playing queen e2, queen e3, possibly knight h4, knight f5.
Yeah.
I want to get queen d7. If I play queen d7, queen d3, like trying to get the queen on d3.
I didn't quite understand how the pawn happened to get to b5, because I would keep it on b6 just to have a safe king, yeah?
Yeah.
He had weakened his king considerably with b5, or maybe he was forced to, I don't know.
Yeah, queen d7 on board, and now queen a2, yeah, because I don't have time for queen b7.
Yes, queen a2 looks...
Very
By the way, if I play king b7, what do you play? Do you play rook a1? And is it mate if I take the pawn?
I thought king b8. King b8 is safer. Yeah, king b7 is a bit...
But king b7, rook a1, I take the pawn on e4.
You're provoking things.
Oh, but queen a7 check. Queen a7, queen c5 at minimum.
No, c5 is hanging. No, c5 is hanging.
Yeah. No, that is too much.
Oh. No, this I cannot.
But king b8 is
over optimism.
More or less solid, even if.
But then also rook a1 and e6, knight e5.
Yeah, e6 is at some point might be coming. Yeah.
But now I can actually take, no?
And e6.
E6, f6, knight e5, queens. I don't have a square. Yeah, queen c7, queen e6.
Yeah.
Although still there is no mate at least immediately.
Yeah, queen a6, I'm not sure, but why not queen a6?
Yeah, take on a6.
Yeah, I thought bishop d5.
Yeah, still not easy to mate. Still not easy to mate, yeah.
No, queen a6 you cannot do, yeah? Or maybe...
Yeah.
Queen a3. Nice move.
But queen a7 now you can play.
Yes.
So maybe let's come back to the leaders to see, because I think it might be that it's white already who starts to press.
Ooh. No bad knight, active rook for white, active queen.
Yeah, it seems like, I mean, I don't see any mate or anything, yeah? I mean,
rook e1 is not a threat, yeah, because after all, the king is still running.
Yeah. It must be in white's favor now.
But queen b2 may be simple, isn't it?
That's queen b2.
So queen c5.
Check queen c5. Yeah. It's very, I mean, again, yeah, then also no threats from the white side because you are controlling this f2 pawn, but...
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah, but rook d7 might be a problem, yeah.
No, it's clear that it's shaky for black.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, white took rook d5.
Yeah, I guess the problem was as it happened sometimes that Prague just decided, okay, it was better then at some point after c4 decided, okay, let's just make a draw, okay, and then all of a sudden he realizes that it's already him who has to be accurate.
Well, and it's in such a short time control, sometimes it happens that you don't have enough time to follow the happenings on the board, and then you realize it suddenly that, oh, it's me who is playing for a draw.
Yeah.
This is not fair. This was not the case a few moves ago.
Yeah, because it looked like it's black is
it's
totally
only
safe.
him who can play for a win, right?
But still, I guess check and queen c5 is...
Yeah, that seems to be...
Then the question is, yeah, if you can play g6, it's really not what I want, but otherwise, but at least I want to keep on this. I don't like this g6, but
I think he made a mistake because he went queen c5 immediately, and this way rook e8 was possible. No, this is also
queen e5 with the inclusion of rook d8 check. Maybe black was playing queen e5.
Yeah, queen
but
b3,
here actually
but now
white
the
has
d-pawn, yes?
got a d-pawn.
Sorry?
White has a very strong passed pawn.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I guess queen e5, queen b6, yeah, was a problem.
Where?
Here, I think queen e5 would make sense, but queen b6...
Queen c4 is also not bad.
No, I meant with the inclusion of rook d8 check, king h7, there queen e5.
So d4, yeah, I guess.
He went queen c7. He wants to hunt the pawn. Oops, sorry about that.
So Parag has lost the thread. Yeah, this is
no,
doesn't look good at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't work.
Let's say quick. Yeah, this should not work.
It's a panic.
But what is it? Rook d8, queen c8.
I mean, yeah, anything, because there is no threat with the... Okay, this is not yet mate, yeah? You can even play queen b5 or queen e6, but...
Queen e6.
Yeah.
This was his plan, but okay, queen b7.
But then queen e2.
Queen e2, queen e4.
Yeah, takes and at least fight, kind of, yeah. I'm not sure... Yeah, no, that's bad.
No, but that should be lost. F takes
but at least after
b5.
queen b7, you can try h5, h4, some ideas, yeah?
Rook h8 was unnecessary, I think.
Yeah, because now you can play queen e2. Yeah.
Queen
Why
e4,
not?
yeah.
Because now at least I take and rook a1. At least I take the
true.
a pawn.
True.
Yeah, rook h8 was too optimistic, I think.
Yeah. I mean, usually it's not. I guess he wants queen g8, but there is no mate. Yeah, queen here, maybe queen c6 check.
f6.
f6 and yeah, queen e4. You can still fight with white. Then fe and try to play the endgame.
d5, but it's
yeah, it's still not a complete draw. But
I mean, without rook h8, you could just simply protect your pawn.
Yeah.
But Vincent is actually what a game! Look at this.
D4.
Just to jump for a
he
second.
just wants to make a draw with d4. What?
4 pawns for a rook.
It's probably draw, yeah. Okay, this h4, yeah, the only thing that g4 was maybe a mistake, yeah, because now you have a problem with the king. If he would have gone king g3, probably white is okay.
Bishop e2. King
now,
e2.
yeah, now you can easily get mated, yeah.
Bishop e2 and rook b3.
Then f4 you will try, yeah, but
Bishop f3, bishop e4.
yeah, this must be bad. Also bishop f1 check, yeah, that is, yeah, if
just pick up the pawn.
We are fighting, but probably not for much anymore. Okay, so the game with the Nadir Back Prague is they're playing, but I think
there is not much.
Not for much. So it's
it's also again for Nadirbeck. Yeah, of course, FE was the only chance. I mean, yeah, there are some issues with the endgames because if you go earlier, yeah, if you just play queen c6 check first to force f6, yeah. I mean, before in this position when queen e2 was played, before queen e4 check on move 41. Yeah, here queen e2. Let's say even better to install the check on c6 unless black has anything better than f6. But let's say f6, queen e4 check, takes f necessarily f, rook a1, king f3 or f4, king f3. It's not so easy to make a draw here. I mean, king to e3. You still have to suffer. Yeah,
d4 was a very strange decision.
Yeah. I mean, it's clear that there is a little bit of endgame reflexes missing from Nodirbek, because okay, of course it's a draw, but you still have to suffer here because these pawns are also with a pawn on f7. If the pawn would be on f7, this, then you go e5, d4, king e4. It's still a fight because this is just a draw, yeah.
But no, still, after rook f4, king f3, the current position, how straightforward it is?
In which position?
The current position which they have on the board in Prague's game.
You mean, well, you just, yeah, I mean, the
e5 is coming, right? I mean, still some accuracy is needed, no?
A little bit, yeah, but rook a4, isn't it?
King e3?
And you check. So you want to go to there, yeah? Rook f3,
is nice.
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
That's good.
So they make a draw.
But in the very worst case, yeah, there were other ways also. Yeah, that should be.
Yeah, this is completely over.
Nihal won in the last round.
Whom was Nihal playing?
Nihal was playing against Olga Badelka.
Poor Olga, yeah. No, that's and any other game left. I mean, that will be a draw.
Yeah.
I can bet any money on it. So Vincent lost. Yeah, that was a painful loss. Yeah.
We have Leon against Avander. Not a very pleasant Jukan game, I must say.
It is probably lost. Yeah, but maybe because there's the pawn endgame is a threat.
I'm a bit surprised. Why Black did not play King a4?
Yeah, King a4. Yeah, of course.
King a4 and Rook e3 looked over, no?
Yeah, because it's also Zugzwang after King a4. Yeah, that's a problem.
Also Murzin won, and he scored a full score today, 4 out of 4. No draws in the tournament. Unbelievable fighting spirit.
Rook b3.
Now
King a4.
King a4 and Rook e3. Actually, even direct Rook e3.
Rook e3, Rook b4, Rook f3 maybe, but...
But why? King a4 is much
King
easier.
a4, Rook f3, he wants, he wants to... But here, Rook b4? By any chance? Then f3, Rook f4, you check, and Rook a2, maybe. Yeah, maybe the problem is f3.
Then even King c3, King b3 stay there?
Yeah, might can be, yeah. So Rook f4, Rook e2 check, King c3, f2, King b3. Yeah?
Why not? King d3 on Rook a2.
King d3, Rook a3 was my idea. Yeah. Here Rook e3 check maybe. Yeah? What, Rook f2? This must be a draw.
Now this looks like a complete draw.
This is just a draw. Yeah. Yes, Rook endgames.
Yeah.
And at least Leon, did well. Yeah, that's just a draw,
Yeah, okay, he'll play b4, I'm pretty sure he'll try at least for a while,
No, there is no.
Well, he's repeating, it's not...
No, but it's just a draw, Okay, so that was the last game, yeah?
So this was the last game. In a second, I'm going to have all the games on the... Probably we're going to have it also on the screen. The final standings.
Yeah.
So it was after round 19, at the end of the tournament. The final standing is Pragnananda won with 1.5 points ahead of Abdusaturov, Nodirbek, and Gukesh became... actually, there is a big tie, sorry. There is a big tie with 14 points. Abdusaturov, Gukesh, Nihal Sarin, Murzin Volodya. So this is the order with 14 points, 1.5 behind the winner of the tournament. Maybe we are going to be fortunate that we're going to have him in the show. I'm not sure. And then, well, poor Vincent lost his final game after a victory of 7. And he's actually, he could be, if he would win this game, he would be second. That would be an incredible marathon by him, but he lost the last game. So it is very unfortunate. He's 13.5. Then we have Liang Avandor, who made a great tournament, great fight, great win, draw in the last game he did. So he has 12.5. Then we have Christopher Yu, who made a great tournament in general. Together with Leon, they are 12 points. Then number 10 is Jonas with 10.5 points. Actually, it's interesting that he took a gap year from school. But we have our winners.
We have the winner.
Yeah, we would like to congratulate you, Prag, for your incredible victory of this tournament.
Yeah, congratulations, Prag.
Can you share your thoughts? How do you feel? Of course, you won the tournament before the last round. So what were your feelings right then? And how did you go into play your last game?
I was just happy. Like, I'm just excited to play in the Meltwater Championship.
So what is your overall impression of the tournament? How did you go? Which was the most difficult moment for you in the event?
I think the most critical moment is my loss against Kamil Vincent, because like I should have made that draw there. Like. And I lost that game, and yeah, today it was tough, actually.
Did the draw affected you so badly that you couldn't win your game against Gukesh, the previous game?
I was okay, but yeah, I was a little upset there. Like, I should have won that.
Okay. Well, I guess how tired are you after these 4 days of 10th of 19 games?
Yeah, I am a bit tired.
Bit tired?
Yeah, well, what are your expectations, Prag, for the main event? You know, for the to play with all the top players. What would you like? Would you will consider it more as a training, or you would like to try to perform as well as you can? I mean, or both?
Yeah, I'll try to give my best, and I'll try to learn from the experience.
Yeah, because for the audience, we have to say that you got a wild card for the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, which is going to be, I think, 2 weeks from now. So how is going to be your preparation? I know that Vladimir, as the leader of your team, is going to be giving some advices. But how do you plan to spend your preparation against the really big guys?
Like in this tournament, I've been playing some like dangerous lines with black, like classical Sicilian, and probably I should change to solid lines.
Yeah, and Prag, one small advice I can give you already now: don't go so low on time if you can, because those guys will not forgive you. They will not let you escape with playing on 10 seconds. You know, so try to. I mean, of course, there you will have 15 minutes per game and 10 seconds. That's but that I can assure you, I'm experienced, you know, because quite a number of games you are playing like almost half of the game with on the increment, and you are doing it well. But there, I can assure you, it will not work. So try to keep a bit of time in reserve.
Yeah, I'll take the service.
Okay.
Will this be the first time against Magnus in a tournament game?
Yeah, played on leeches.
Only chess. Okay.
There's some bullet games.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, maybe now time to rest for Prag.
Yes.
Well-deserved victory. Very, very well played. I mean, very well played. A bit of endgame work and playing a bit faster, and we are going to follow you in the Meltwater Cup, and who knows, maybe you will be in the final.
Well, we would like to congratulate you again, and great performance, great fighting spirit, and great entertainment we had. It was only the first challenge, the Polgar Challenge. We have another 3 events coming up in June, July, and August. But for now, we have to celebrate the winner. Pragg, you deserve all the victory and also to rest now. And obviously, starting from tomorrow, I think you're going to start preparing for the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour, which is probably your next tournament, right?
Yeah. I'll probably play maybe Friday, Tuesdays or something, but.
Okay. Yeah. Well, online life is different. You can play in all kinds of events, right? So thank you very much for being here with us and shared your thoughts after your tough games, tough day, and your victory. Thanks.
Before you go, I just want to ask you one thing. How do you rest? Audience wants to know this. Everybody wants to know this. What is your way of resting? Playing blitz, playing bullet, solving studies?
I didn't really think about it.
Okay.
Probably I'll sleep.
Probably you?
I'll sleep.
Okay.
Sleep.
That's a good. It's a little old-fashioned, you know. It's kind of a little bit the 20th century way of resting. Yeah, I thought you would say, okay, play some video games or something, but I approve. It's a good thing to do, Pragg.
Thank you. Well, I would like to thank you also to Surya being here with us, following the last hours of this exciting event. And it was really interesting and entertaining. And thanks for your thoughts and sharing your experience. And we're analyzing quite a bit on the board. I still wanted to ask many questions from you, but I think it's going to be for the next time when we meet online. And thanks
a lot. Thank you. Thanks for having me here. And it was a great honor analyzing with both of you.
It was a pleasure.
We are going to go on and discuss and evaluate all the good and not so good things happening here with our students. So we are going to catch up on that. And I'm sure Vladimir would like to say a few words about your thoughts.
Well, it was a very good event. I mean, lots of games. I think, yeah, quite a number of very good games. I mean, the level was already a very serious level, especially the players who were on top. I mean, that was a serious level. I'm very happy for Pragg because he fully deserves his victory, and I think he will fight. I mean, it will not be easy for his opponents in the Meltwater Cup. I mean, the tour, which he's going to participate soon. I'm sure there is a very bright future is ahead of him. I was sure before this tournament already. I was sure about it the first time I saw his games, and I'm happy that he is progressing. Yes, so and for the other players, of course, let's say Vincent, I liked very much the way he played. Okay, he lost the last game, it happens, but in general, it was a good tournament. Noderbeck was very impressive. Couple of small issues to solve, and he can really be a top player rather soon as well. And others, well, there was some, especially in my team, there were some issues. I would say with some players, female players, they clearly underperformed. I guess there is something connected with emotional state, and so we will work on it. Also, even the players like Pragg from my team who performed fantastically well, Noderbeck, but still there are some issues to work on, and we will do our best to help them to improve even more.
Well, in the final moments, I should still share with the audience. Sorry, Vladimir, but I have to share as it's a team competition as well. Of course, it is difficult, but I'm leading 96.5 to 88. So the Polgar team is leading, and it's not a mistake, but because we are counting only 9 players, as Sarah, because of her internet connection, had to be withdrew from the tournament. So this is why we are counting after that only the top 9 players, and this is the result of that. But we have still more than 500 games to go, so your team can catch up, obviously.
Yeah, I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried still.
Dinara, right? Dinara had some internet issue.
Dinara, yeah. But I'm not too worried. I'm not too worried because I feel there is a significant potential for improvement for my team, especially in practical play, and with some good work, I think we can kick back. Yeah. I'm sure about it. We will try at least.
And the main idea is of this event to promote and give the maximum we can to support young, talented boys and girls who were participating right here. 20 players with coaching, excellent coaches like Surya from my team, and Vladimir has Gelfand and other coaches. So please follow us next time as well, which is going to be the next event. It's going to be the Gelfand Challenge in June, I think starting from 10. Please follow us. We are going to be following our students, coaches, and thank you very much, Vladimir, for being here with me and with the audience for 4 days. It was a great pleasure as always.
Thank you, Judith. It was, again, it's a dream team to be with you commenting games. It was very entertaining, very interesting. And since I'm pretty much involved in junior chess, trying to help some in a school in Russia. And that's for me very, very important to understand, what is the situation now in junior chess, and to try to help the best juniors, to realize potential, which is the most important in life, probably, is to be able to realize your potential. So thank you. It was a pleasure, Judith. You are the best, of course, we all know, but still I would like to tell it. And thanks everyone. And we will continue. Now it's working time for us to improve for the kids, for the trainers, and we see each other, all of us, spectators, soon during the second leg of this fantastic event.
And don't forget to follow Prague in 2 weeks' time at the Meltwater Champions Chess Tour. We are going to be following very closely because the coaches said that he might be one day the challenger for the World Championship match. So we have to closely follow him. Thank you for the audience, and bye. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, guys. Bye.
Let's take someone with a random account, with a random name that just seems attractive.
Play live online against the world's top chess players while they stream their thoughts live. As a Chess24 Premium member, seize the chance to have your moment of fame. Get a peek inside their lives with question and answer sessions, in-depth teaching, analysis and interviews. The Champions Chess Tour, with countless accompanying events, is happening now. Tune in on Chess24. Super discounts on merchandise. Massive sales on courses from Chessable. Chessable and Chess24 bundles, with new deals appearing every day. Visit chess24.com/deals.